Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Great Library, home to your favorite books, comics, mangas, and internet stories. I'm Ethan, and I got Brandon over here.
Brandon, and then
we got Tyrell. Tyrell, say hi.
Hello, how's it going? What's happening?
We're gonna get kicked out. We dragged Tyrell here.
Yeah, we dragged our.
Very much so.
I wasn't part of this. This is all of his creative ideas.
Well, because I know if I told him the idea, he would have just said, "Oh no, I gotta do something else."
In my defense, I'm just a flake in general with a lot of my friends. Don't take it personally.
I don't, because even if he didn't show up, I've been like,
It would have been good to know. Now I know for the future.
Yeah. In the future, of hey, you want to hang out? Now you got a 50-50 shot to think of, is it going to be a podcast or is it going to be he actually wants to hang out?
I thought we were getting margaritas. I'm not going to lie.
I mean,
I swear to God.
I can get some if you want.
It's okay. Don't worry about it now. It's all right.
Just loosen us up,
Yeah, I can loosen you up and maybe you'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
But basically on the Great Library, what I really want to do is just bring in people that really don't have a lot of knowledge or maybe the time to read a lot of books or comics or mangas, because there's a lot. Like my room looks, God, it's bad. It looks like Barnes and Noble's in there, and which is full of comics and mangas and books. I mean, also internet stories, which I can't put in my room because they're not physical, but
You can print. Yeah, you can.
well, if I print it out, but
Why can't you do that?
I guess I could.
But I'm just saying, if you think about it, you already have a
does.
whole room full of books. You might as well just go ahead and decorate it the way you want to.
True.
Just get
Because you can laminate it. You can go ahead and make your own custom art. Boy, the sky's the limit. What you doing?
Yeah, what am I doing?
doing this podcast.
But yeah, we're doing this podcast. But basically, each episode will be a different topic. So, like today's topic would be, it's a book. Next topic would be a comic. Next topic would be a manga, and next topic would be an internet story.
I think what you were telling me about the internet story would be a fun one to do. This one's just kind of us. Bear with us because it's like our first run through trying a podcast. So.
Yeah, and we're not tech savvy at all.
No, it's just there's one guy that kind of knows everything that's going on, and there's two people that are kind of tied into this. I don't mind doing this. This kind of seems a bit fun, but we're gonna try our best for our first run, and I just know the more that we do, it's gonna get better. It's just kind of a rough. This is kind of like a rough draft.
Yeah, it's a prototype, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like a.
But
Kingdom Hearts 0.1.
0.5.
Started because everyone had the whole speculations of Kingdom Hearts 4, and I'm so excited. You don't even understand. I was like,
But you're on the book episode, and you might be on the comic episode, seeing if we have enough time. But my first question for you is: do you know anything about playing cards?
like actual playing cards?
Yeah, playing cards, like baccarat or blackjack, 21. Texas Hold'em and stuff like that.
I know like household games like Uno obviously, or we play Spades
yeah.
You know, stuff like that. But I don't know how to play poker, stuff like that. No.
Yeah,
so, I'm not much of a gambler personally.
Yeah, and
mind you, I like money, but
the
concept of losing money, especially in a game, kind of would piss me off. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of broke.
I
got bills.
Here's the thing, whenever you play a game, I think Red Dead 2 did this, where it's the mission is around poker, and
that's where my brother learns how to play poker.
Yeah, but
that's what they teach you.
I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to card games. So when they're like, here's blackjack, and we're gonna teach you how to do it as well. I'm just lost the entire time. I'm like, should I hold? Should I?
I think it's a lot of trial and error.
I don't know how to read, actually.
I just know how to play Triple Triad from Final Fantasy VIII.
This is the first book I've ever read in my entire life.
Deadass?
I didn't pass the first grade.
Wait a minute. Something don't make sense. He goes grade school together. You don't remember Gregor in the Overland? We was about to have some conversations.
But you were generally shocked. You kind of looked at me like, wait,
no, because I thought you were the way you played that.
James of the Jet.
I was like, what?
We read that together.
But our first book that we'll be covering is Casino Royale by Ian Fleming. James Bond.
No, I know that. You made me watch the movie, but
Oh, okay, so you
did
do
I watch
remember
that
the
one?
movie.
I don't know.
I don't know if I watched that one. I remember watching James Bond's like specific movies.
Uh-huh.
Remember we used to like I would come over like once a month or whatever.
Yeah, when you try to show
and
you
we
a
were
James
just
Bond
watching
movie.
a couple back to back. So I don't know
okay.
if that's the one that we watched.
Okay.
I remember it was.
think it might have.
There's a casino and they're playing cards.
Give me like, give me like, who was the main villain in that one? Oh, never mind.
He's probably he's in this anyway. Maybe if I like give you the plot
Yeah,
points
give me
of
the
it.
plot. I do remember because we used to come over again and watch the movies, but I just don't remember specifically which one.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I just remember us watching GoldenEye and then
I do
everyone
remember that one. I don't
freaking
remember
out
plot,
over
but I
the
do
lady
remember it.
that killed people with their thighs.
Yeah. You don't remember that?
Refresh my memory. What you should have done is like you should have had me rewatch most of them and then kill because I don't remember.
Well, this is like way different.
So
from the, it's like the book version. You're getting the book.
So
Do you
it's
prefer
me
the
that
book over the.
We'll
movie
get
ones?
it to it in the end, but this is my third time reading Casino Royale actually.
Okay.
And when I first read it, I was kind of like, like it's okay.
Okay.
But the second time I read it, I kind of got a little bit more love of it. But this time reading it now, it's actually pretty good.
But like, what made you appreciate it more?
Maybe this time because I really paid more attention to it, I guess. Also
like,
because I took notes on my phone about it too, like just like and then there's something about it that like it's just the style of how Ian Fleming writes it. It's very interesting. Also, there's a lot of we'll get to it about Ian Fleming, but it's just very interesting like story that he makes. Also because Ian Fleming used to serve in the intelligence during World War II, and so he kind of knows what he's talking about when he's writing James Bond. Well, a lot of the times. Plus, he's a big fan of like gambling, so that comes into here. He's a big fan of cars, like fast cars, weapons, guns. He's just like your normal bro type of guy. But maybe don't bring him around some of your friends sometimes because he might say something pretty offensive. But we'll get into it about Ian Fleming. I think you told me a story about Ian Fleming, something about like him meeting his wife for the first time. Like something to deal with, like, oh, like he met his wife. I can't remember. I remember someone telling me that story, and I was like, what? That's crazy. I can't believe that. But I can't remember what it was.
Are they still together?
When do you remember when I said this?
This is a while back. I think this is...
Were they still together? Like, did they?
Yeah, I think they stayed together. But,
I'm just thinking of, because I just remember we were watching Batman Begins and just mentioning the guy that played Alfred and how he met his wife, because he saw her in, like, an ad. And then he's like, I want to marry this one. So he just flew to Spain, and then he tracked her down. And then he's like, I saw you in an ad, and I thought you were very beautiful. And then
that's kind of creepy. Wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Rewind that back. Wait a minute. Let's talk about that for a second. There was a whole lot to unpack there.
yeah. I mean, it's back in the day too.
Love
So
yeah,
I mean, that's what love is back in the day.
Yeah.
You just see a person, and you're like, I'm gonna go to them. I'm gonna ask them.
Yeah.
I mean,
James Bond's very much a womanizer, so I don't think
that's
a good portrayal of love for me per se. But hey, I will say he was
also talk.
Somebody, so
we'll talk about James Bond and his relationships with women.
He was a whore. Let's say it. Let's call it right out.
Yeah.
Wait, can I say that on here? I don't want to be disrespectful.
Huh?
Can I say that on here?
Yeah, you can cuss.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Saying that's like the guy that played Alfred and his wife. Yeah, he saw her in some, like, I think perfume ad. I might be completely wrong about the ad, but he just saw her, and then he's like, well, I'm in the show business kind of stuff.
So he tracked her down, flew all the way over, like, where she lived at?
Yeah. And then,
like, I understand,
yeah.
Because don't get me wrong, I understand, like, the gesture of, like, a grand proposal, but that's, like...
Yeah.
But what is wrong with you? Like, you, like, can you, like, think about it. Can you imagine, like, you're at work, right, and, like... some fine shit come talk to you, right? And, like, you just go about your regular day, and next thing I know, 2 months later, they track down where you lived at, got your whole... Listen, I went to
I think
I found out because I saw you and I was in love with you. Like, that's weird.
But also, times are kind of different.
Fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Especially back then, when the laws were different. Oh, no. Oh, no. You know what? Hey, maybe that's just a sign, because I'm single as a principal, so maybe you try harder for your person.
But But yeah,
maybe I need to take
So,
some tips.
Yeah. So Sir Michael Caine saw her in a coffee commercial on TV, and then he was like, "Oh, she's Brazilian." so he was about to hop on a plane to Brazilian, and then he's like, "Oh wait, hold up, never mind, she wasn't there. She's not Brazilian." And then yeah. So I don't know where he ended up like going to find her, but it might. She looks like she's from Spain or something like that. So this is just off the cuff. So yeah, you're just like. So yeah, just imagine you're just like on your phone at work, you see an ad.
That's what I'm saying. Like what?
And then you're like,
this is romantic. Like, huh?
Yeah. You're like, you click on like, oh, where are you going? I'm gonna go on a plane to Brazil to find my wife.
My future wife. And he did it though. But the fact that he did it, like, I mean, hey, I would be creeped out, but the fact that
and maybe they're
about that life.
Maybe they're still together.
I would never guess you're somebody else's young.
Yeah.
I'm living for it. If you're living for it, could be me though.
So
sorry. We don't
yeah,
so off topic.
Yeah, but so Ian Fleming wrote this, and it was published in 1953. It's like 9 years after the war. So, and you know, Britain was still recovering after the war. I fact checked a lot of stuff just to see, and this book did. I mean, it was his first book. It's not that long. I think it's only like 200 pages and stuff like that. Like you could get through this in like, I don't know, like a week, a day. 2 days. I read it in like 3, so I mean, because it's not that long, but it's actually I had way more fun with this, huh?
You read that in 3 days?
Yeah, it's only again 200 pages. It's not that bad because the first time I read it, I was like, oh, this is so slow. I can't. But also, it's like, you know, from the 53 or from 2025, 5. I always forget the years, but
it's moving rapidly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, basically how Ian Fleming, not Michael Caine, now we found his wife was through a party in London, and her husband was killed in World War II, but then she was in a relationship with some other guy, but then she was having an affair with Ian Fleming. And then he got her pregnant, so they got married and went to Jamaica.
Oh yeah, he lived in Jamaica, and his house was called Golden Eye, like the movie.
I was just about to ask. I was like, ain't that the?
Yeah, I think they were looking for like a name like Golden Eye's pretty. It's a cool name.
That's a dope ass name.
Yeah, you should name your house Golden Eye.
So yeah, so he kind of had like a Bondy kind of thing. I guess.
Yeah, his
like,
personality.
So your husband died in World War II.
Yeah, your husband died in World War II. Can I jump your bones?
But honestly though, that's a rational like reason to bond.
Yeah.
Like, cause loss. I'm not gonna lie about it. Like, damn, you lost your husband. Like, I understand pain, loss. You start to cover somebody, and then next thing you know, boom, slide up in there.
Yeah.
Not that that's ethical. I'm not saying to do that, but I'm just saying like I understand how that makes sense to me compared to like, no, I saw you in an ad, and I was like, yeah,
I traveled the whole world,
and I stalked you down. I just think that's kind of weird, mind you. Again, like. Go and find your person. Like, make grand gestures, 100%. But like, let's do it safely. Like, let's make sure people are comfortable. Because how did you know where I live at? Yeah. How did you know where to find me? I don't know.
So, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to read the whole story to you. I'm not going to do you like play-by-play. I'm just going to give you a play-by-play of like each, like the plot points, basically.
Okay.
And I'm not going to read. I have some quotes in here that I'll read. So
am I supposed to like? I'm confused. Like, so what's the plot? Like, am I supposed to give my opinion?
It's just kind of like
just cut in whenever.
Like if you have a question or something like that, or like wait a second, I don't understand that, and I'll try to the best of my ability, try to explain.
Okay.
So the beginning of the book does not start off really fun. It's just James Bond walking around a casino, being like, playing like roulette. Doing a whole bunch of different stuff. He's stalking this one guy called Le Chiffre, and he's even talking about how Le Chiffre, even if he had enough men, he couldn't rob this casino. He goes back upstairs. He's checking. What James Bond likes to do, he likes to take off his hair and he puts it up on like his desks and stuff like that, or he like sprinkles talcum powder on the floor just to make sure that no one snuck into his room and shit like that.
Okay.
Also, it's a funny thing, I wrote down that he's on his 17th cigarette of the day.
Jesus.
Yeah, Ian Fleming liked to smoke. They smoke.
That's the norm.
But he has about 23 million francs
Cured all the disease.
in the what?
I just saying like because wasn't it like smoking was like it's healthy.
Yeah, it's healthy. Yeah, hey, you smoke.
Yeah, they used to do it in hospitals.
I just picture Bond. Have you ever seen those TikToks where it's like, oh, when you get to the apartment, make sure you do X, Y, Z to like check that there's like no cameras.
Yeah, he was doing that before.
I've never seen those. It's like those. Like,
we are on the wrong side of TikTok. I'm telling you. I promise you, we are not on the same side of TikTok. Okay.
No. But it's like memes. Like people are like making fun of like how like people are like extra. Okay.
James Bond does not show up in my TikTok.
No, it's not like that. So basically, there's like
a TikTok trend of like, oh hey, when you get to like this like apartment or something like an Airbnb, to like be extra cautious about like just creeps kind of like stalking you or whatever. There's like TikTok like tutorials of like how to check it, and then people turn those into like memes of just like doing dumb shit and when you get there. I just kind of picture Bond doing that.
Yeah, he was doing it before.
I'll show you.
You're gonna have to. I'm so sorry. I'm like, what are you talking about?
James Bond just goes to sleep, and that's the first chapter. That's not exciting, action-packed. Go ahead.
Why is he after this specific target?
Well,
I'm gonna ask questions if this is the book that you wanted me to read, like I want.
Yeah, you probably want to read this book.
Why specifically is he after this target?
So basically, we learn why. He's after Le Chiffre for a reason, because we learn 2 weeks prior to this. We cut to M, who is James Bond's boss. I think you've seen that in the movies. Like, remember the lady in the movie?
Yeah, some lady.
Yeah, well, in
with
this,
like slick black.
Yeah, she had the slick back hair and stuff like that. Judi Dench and stuff like that. In this, it's just some old guy.
Not that I'm trying to get got, but no, if you're an assassin, never trust your organization, because they're gonna come get you too. Just throwing it out there.
Okay.
Continue.
But M, he gets a dossier about this Le Chiffre guy, and we kind of learn a little bit about him. He's a financial advisor, or like he runs the money with the Soviets and SMERSH, an organization called SMERSH. And we kind of learn a little bit more about Le Chiffre.
Yeah, so it's like dumb shit like this, where he's like taking like a wet napkin and like, and it's apparently to like check if there's like it's like a one-way mirror or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, like, I can see why you, but I've never in my life.
So Le Chiffre has been like skimming some of the money from the Soviets and the.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Because I saw that in that whole thing about the two-way mirror. So is that real? Like,
I don't know. I feel like it's
creeps.
just people memeing.
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying because they said something about like, if you and it like oh really
yeah because
like Airbnbs probably have those.
People like filming while. Like, if you go into like Airbnb, there's like...
Which is weird. You shouldn't have to worry about that. People are fucking weird.
Yeah.
Like,
it's gross.
Dead ass. And that's what it is. Because, like... This is a little inappropriate, but like, I don't know if you've heard about this. Did you hear about that one guy in like China, or like he was across country. He wasn't in here.
Uh-huh.
He was sleeping with people like for money, but he was dressing up as a woman, and then he had a secret camera in the room that was filming it. But he was paying people on like.
I think I've heard this.
Yeah, people's online paying to see it or whatever. Yeah. And so like that's what I'm saying. Like people are weird. You don't really know what you're doing. You could just be going to a regular hookup. Mind you, that was a whole lot. He was doing a whole lot of shit.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying like the fact of like you're going to a normal hookup. Not only is that woman a man, but like.
But he's like filming it and like he's selling it to people.
Like, mind you.
Yeah. I mean, you could just, as long as you're not hurting anybody, but like that's kind of weird. It's just weird. It's gross and weird.
Without consent.
Oh yeah, true. I didn't even think about that.
So and then
that was off topic, but like as soon as you said that, it made me think of like.
Is it the guy that I'm completely probably gonna be off about this, but he like it was some spy. And he was like some Chinese spy. So he was like sleeping with this. Like,
what are you talking about?
Guy, and then he's like, I'm a man. And then the guy's like, but you were pregnant. but we have like kids or whatever. There was like this Chinese spy that like fooled this guy, and he's like, he came out as a man to the guy, and then he's like. And he's like, no, you're lying to me. You're a woman. And he's like, I have a penis. And then it's just like, he's like, but I got you pregnant. And he's like, that was a lie.
I mean, low-key, though. Like, some people are really
That's what you have to do in the spy game.
It's the fact of, like, even, like...
Does James Bond ever do that?
Yeah, he pretends to be a woman. No, Ian Fleming would, like, burn his whole house down to the ground before he let something like that. We'll get there. But
I mean, if that's an effective word, not saying that it's the most ethical, but if you're a spy and you're just trying to get the job done to save the world or whatever the fuck, like if you need to dress up as a woman and put on, boy, you better. What do you mean? Like you better suck up your pride. I don't like. That's what I'm saying. Like people in there, like James Bond is a whore, like hands down, and like there is 10 other problems that we could talk about that man because he's not really a good person. Let's just talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
things
too.
That we could talk about that man, and you mean to tell me the creator has a problem with? Oh yeah, he's not going to dress up as a woman to save the world.
Yeah.
Sir,
well, also remember. Oh yeah, he does. He does dress up as a Japanese man to save the world.
Like full on Japanese.
He gets like it's a weird scene. Okay, it's from You Only Live Twice. What? Basically, he has to infiltrate a Japanese village because reasons, and what happens is they make it seem like it's a plastic surgery or some shit like that. But like they put some weird things on his eyes, so his eyes squint a little bit more. He has like the Japanese haircut wig thing on his head. Hey Brian, can you stop the dogs? He has like a Japanese wig and stuff like that, and he's like hunched over because Sean Connery is like 6'2" or 6'4" or something like that. And he's like hunched over, and it works in the movie. Like everybody is just like, "Oh wow, that's the most Japanese guy I've ever seen in my entire life." But there's other times where it just completely doesn't work.
I feel like that's just like rude in its own level, but I'm gonna let that rock.
Yeah, it was the '60s, so everyone in the '60s was probably smoking cigarettes in the theater, being like, "Wow, I didn't even think about that one, man."
I was like, that don't sound right.
But so Lashif has actually been skimming some of the money from the Soviets.
But I'm gonna show him the photo. So that's what he looks like normally.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then this is what they do to him. To make him look Japanese.
And he just looks the same, but with like a Beatles
That's
haircut.
What I'm saying. Like,
No, but everyone's like, oh, he's Japanese.
He's so Japanese. Yeah, that's the most Japanese guy I've ever seen in my life.
The guy that
it's gotta piss me off. Cause I've been looking at this. Y'all see this shit?
Yeah. But so back on topic. Lashif has been skimming some of the money from the Soviets in the Smersh organization, and what he's been doing is because he has a very in the dossier they have down that he has a very unique sexual appetite and stuff like that. He's been opening up brothels throughout France.
Okay.
But unlucky for him, that France passed the anti-prostitution or pornographic thing. Mm-hmm. So basically, he just sunk all the money he stole from the Soviets into this, and now he lost all the money, and he has to pay back the Soviets before they find out that their money is gone.
Okay.
So basically, MI6 figures out, he's gonna have to play a high-stakes game of poker to get all the money back. So he's playing up against like a whole bunch of other people.
I feel like why would you think it's a smart idea to risk getting yourself in bigger debt to get yourself out of the debt that you're already in?
Money.
People are dumb.
Money. Yeah.
But think about that, because you already owe the Soviets, and you really think that they don't care a damn about your life.
Yeah.
And now you're about to go and play this, like, so you're already betting a lot of, you know what I mean? Like,
but
you had a lot to lose. To
you're dealing with the Soviets. You're
fucked rob somebody.
Yeah, you're dealing with the Soviets. You're fucked anyway.
But I would rather rob somebody.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go play a poker game and risk my life. I'm gonna go rob somebody. I'm just gonna be honest. Like, if you're already, this shit don't make no sense. Because if you already have the means to be getting involved in this type of organization, you mean to tell me you can't set up a robbery to go get this money from somebody else?
But this could justify his gambling.
Yeah. Also, he's a. They explain that he's a good gambler, and he's like won like tons and tons of money before. I know, I get it, but again,
the Soviets about I'm pretty sure there's some big money, so
millions francs,
millions of dollars, and you're talking about I'm gonna go win this instead of robbing somebody else. Not that robbing's good, but I'm just saying like that's what comes to mind.
Yeah, but I feel like
you would play a poker game.
What?
You would play a poker game.
I don't know how to play poker.
Yeah, but I'm not this guy.
But I feel like okay, so if I
rob your house
you
and hit you with an eviction notice, right? You need to go get some money right now. What you gonna do? You gonna go to the? You gonna go?
Yeah, but
I'm gonna go play a high stakes game of Uno.
Either way, you're gonna be screwed because you robbed someone. So you're also kind of like screwed.
I think he's also trying to be subtle about this.
What time was this?
1953.
1950. Boy, please. Boy, please.
So basically, M is thinking to himself, like, well, why can't we kill the chief and get it over with? And the dossier kind of explains, like, if we try to kill him, the Soviets will just cover it up and martyr him. Like, oh no, he was such a good person. Blah, blah. So the dossier explains, hey, send one of your best gamblers to this casino in France to play against Le Chiffre, steal all his money to get Smersh to kill him. So I'm kind of wondering, like, who the hell is Smersh? Smersh is just, it's like an anagram for, like, Smurf.
He could just, take a sip of something and just die like that. Y'all have to do this elaborately. I'm just saying.
Well, this is like James. Like this started like it's like this big elaborate scheme. It's like
no, I know.
It's
I get the gimmick of James Bond, but I'm just saying, like, if I was like a master criminal, like if I was trying to get some shit done, like y'all are going about this like the wrong way. I'm not about to hire somebody to come play poker. I'm telling you, your shit's about to be.
No, he's playing them. He's like Le Chiffre is going to this casino himself.
Oh yeah, that's
and playing.
Cool. But at the end of the day, like, the money's not mine. But at the end of the day, we want him dead. And we're trying to get the Soviets to kill him, so we need him to lose it. I understand the plot, but I'm saying, like, I'm gonna.
Well, I think the idea is like, oh, they're gonna send Bond to this casino,
but Bond,
so he can get the money.
Why the fuck are you playing poker? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think it's like just a bunch of red tape type of stuff. But anyway,
mind you, I understand the story. I understand the plot. I'm living for it. But I'm just saying, like, like we are going through A, B, C, D, and F. Well, we could just. Homeboy would have been gone. We wouldn't have to worry about it.
So Smersh has like its own little dossier about it too, and it's like the secret like organization. Like these guys are like assassins that go out into the world and they take down like high value threats to Russia and the Soviets and stuff like that. Like they explain like they killed like people in like Mexico this one time. Ooh. They even captured one Smersh agent before. He didn't talk. But when they came back to interrogate him, he killed himself by, like, I guess he had, like, a false tooth. Yeah, he had, like, cyanide and stuff like that. By the way,
that is not a good way to go.
Yeah,
that, like, if you read upon it, that's very painful. Yeah. So, like, the dedication.
Yeah.
Can you admit? Because, like, I don't think I have the grit for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm going to be, like, even, like, guns in my head, like, do you think you can swallow a pill that can kill yourself? That's a lot. I don't know. I'm just saying.
So M calls him Moneypenny. This is the only time you see Moneypenny in this book. She's not really that popular in the books. It's like his secretary.
Oh, he has a secretary?
No, M's
secretary.
Yeah, M has a secretary called Moneypenny, and she's very popular in movies. She's in. Well, I don't know if she's in Casino Royale. No, she's not in Casino Royale. So, but anyway, he calls Moneypenny. He's like, hey, bring in Bond because he's our best gambler. Also, this is no James Bond origin story.
Bond is his best gambler.
Yeah. So Bond, I saw the eye roll.
I wanted to say it so because Jesus.
But this is no origin story. Like James Bond has been a 000 for quite some time.
One of his, like, stories.
Yeah, it's just like you're kind of just thrown into this. Mm-hmm. So
I kind of have a dumb question. Mm-hmm. Like, is 007, has that always been his code name, or did he like earn that or something? Like, is that like
we get into
name?
It. Yeah, we get into it. How he got his.
Well, you could just say it.
Well, because it's later in the story.
Okay.
Right.
But
So,
what?
No, never mind. Just I was gonna say. So there's no drowning someone in the toilet.
What?
The movie doesn't open. So in the movie, it just opens up with this really cool like fight scene where he's like drowning a man in the toilet.
I think it's I think it's
toilet sink. I don't know. He's in the bathroom just being the shit out of this guy because it's like his first mission.
Yeah,
and it's just completely different from this. So I think, I prefer man drowning in a sink.
And then him shooting a guy behind the desk.
Yeah. And then over
you don't remember
him
that,
walking around.
In my defense,
it's
been a while. Years. It's been like, what, 2 years since I've seen them?
Yeah.
Maybe been a while. It's been a minute.
Yeah. But M and Bond discuss like the whole thing. M is kind of like like offhanded, like, yeah, I could do this. It's no problem. But M is very stern. He's very fatherly. And you'll get that throughout the rest of the series. That M is like the dad. And Bond is like his son, and he's always trying to like appease his father. Like, oh, I'm gonna go on these missions, and I want you to feel proud. Well,
does he have bad daddy issues?
Yeah, he has mommy and daddy issues.
Did he ever get that resolved?
We'll find out.
That's an over.
But we learned that the CIA.
No wonder why he's a whore. Listen, let me tell you, okay? Like, I don't mean to get off topic, but like your issues with your parents and your childhood be the root of a lot of your issues. Get that shit fixed because y'all.
Well, spoiler alert: his parents died when he was like 8 or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So.
Well, never mind. That's not. Well, yeah.
But
Wait, how? Was it an accident?
Yeah, they died in a climbing accident.
Why the fuck were they climbing?
Because they like to go on adventures.
See, that's that. Never mind, I was say something rude.
But we kind of learned that M is very cold. He's very stern, but he's also kind of like the father. Like he's very cold and stern to you. But when Bond goes to leave, he's like, "Hey, Bond, good luck out there." And he's like, "Okay, I will, Dad." I mean,
that's kind of sweet. At least it was a good memory.
So we get back to the present.
I'm like climbing. If I got a kid at home, what are we talking about? Like,
I think he was like looked after his aunt. It's in one of the side stories.
If I have a single kid at home, right, I'm not gonna go be skydiving. There's just certain things that you have to weigh the risk. There's a natural risk to doing certain things. Yes, is skydiving safe? Considerably, yeah, but like. No! Oh, I'm a single parent, and I'm the only one that's going to take care of my kid.
He wasn't single. He had a mom and dad.
And where's she at? Dead.
They're both dead.
Exactly. Because where was she at? Climbing too.
Yeah, she was.
But at least do one at a time. Sorry.
So we're back into the present, and we kind of learned a little bit about Bond's like stuff that he likes to do. He likes a good breakfast. He always likes breakfast. Eggs scrambled, some toast, some eggs.
Some bacon.
Yeah, bacon. I said eggs again on accident. He likes smoking cigarettes that are Turkish. He likes taking hot and cold showers. So he takes a very hot shower, then he takes a very cold shower. I think the cold is supposed to like the limber him up or something like that.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I don't like cold showers.
He's Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, he's Patrick Bateman. That explains a lot. But Bond meets up with Mathis, who's like the head of France's division for MI6.
Sure.
And they've been friends. It's kind of like hinted that they've been on adventures before. And he's like, "Hey, Bond, it's nice to see you. How you doing? And he gets up close. He's like, "Hey, there's been a leak. The Soviets know that you're here, and they bugged your room. Let's like try to find your bug in your room." So they're like talking about like, oh, Jamaica and stuff like this. Talk about random stuff. We learned it's like the lady that's living above Bond's like apartment that he's staying at the Royale in France.
Mm-hmm.
And
didn't he just get his own hotel?
Well, yeah, he did. Well, he paid for it. Like, the agency paid for it or something like that.
No, but I'm saying, like, couldn't he just, like, I'm going to move hotels? Like,
well, I think
that's something he could do.
He probably could, but I think he just... They eventually find the bug, and they destroy it, and Mathis is like, hey, he's very nice. Like, Mathis and Bond hanging out is very fun to read, because they do feel like best friends, like, right off the bat.
Are they not?
But, yeah. Well, I mean, because they've been on previous missions. Because when he's talking...
Is he a traitor, though? Because,
no.
A lot of the times...
No, he's an actually great guy. He shows up in most of the other books. But also, I forgot to mention that M tells Bond, he's like, "Hey, we're sending you a woman, like to be your backup because like, Bond."
Am I wrong?
Well, here's the thing. But here's the thing that Bond's not very happy about this because he's like, "I don't want this woman to get in my way." Okay. She's gonna cause problems. She's gonna get in my way. Can't I just do this by myself? But M explains like, no, because your cover story is like you're a famous Jamaica person and you're coming over to play this high stakes poker game, and it would look weird if you didn't show up with like a girl by your side. But
somebody.
So Mathis also brings this up again. He's like, "Oh, I met that girl who's supposed to be your like fake girlfriend or whatever. She's quite a looker." And Bond still is like, ugh, like. And I have a quote. I just want to say this. I do not agree with this quote. I do not sanction this quote.
I love that you look right at me when you said it.
Because I know you're about to say something. But also the internet might say something as well. And I just want to say I don't agree with this. Women are... God damn it. Women are for recreation. All right, off for a good start. On the job, they get in the way and fog things up with sex and hurt feelings and all the emotional baggage they carried around. One had to look out for them and to take care of them.
That's why I don't like that man. I'm serious. That's why I don't like that man.
Yeah.
Like you could do good things and still be a bad person. Like he is just a whore. And he's a really bad. Like he treats women like they're just objects at his disposal. Yeah. And he does it constantly.
We'll get into that too.
No, I'm not done. Because every time it seems like he's on the right track by the end of the book, right? He went through some revelation, and he is almost dead by the end of it. He needed his partner to come and help him and save him. And it's like he's gonna be a changed man. Okay. Only for the next book to come, and he does the same thing.
I do remember watching this movie with you because you're like, oh, he finally learns a lesson.
Yeah, you're like,
because at the end of the movie, you're like, what the fuck?
For him just to turn back around and be the same type of douchebag, like that's what I'm saying. Like, ugh.
But he's a hurt man.
I don't
hurt
give
man,
a
bro.
hurt people. I understand that.
He's
But, like, you
just
could be,
a cold.
you could
He's a blunt instrument, basically.
But were
you
you
don't have to
saying?
be.
He's
I
the bullet
understand
and the
we all
gun,
have
you
trauma.
know.
Just saying it's
I
okay
understand
for
he's a
the-
good spy and everything, but like you constantly
Jeez.
have these people that are trying to like show you like kindness in the world. And you're
Yeah.
just a dick, and you can't excuse your bad behavior.
Yeah, it's just your job, I guess.
no, fuck that. You get a different job.
But
You don't
Bond
have
as
to be
a
spy.
salad
Like,
as a subway
he might
worker.
have to. He said what?
Bond is a subway worker. He's working at your subway,
It's
making
fired
your
for
food.
sexual harassment.
Yeah, he just gets fired everywhere for sexual
Yeah,
harassment.
he would though. He
you're
would.
being-
What are you talking about? He 100% would. A woman would throw punch him fast, quick, and in a hurry.
I mean, he's a very handsome man.
Fuck him.
You'll learn how handsome he is.
No, he's
but
not.
before he leaves, because he's meet this lady and Mathis at a bar. But before he leaves, you know that the lady that's staying above him is like a Soviet like agent or something like that. Before he leaves, he's just like, "Bitch,
Oh.
bitch!" He just
Yeah.
leaves because she bugged his room. So he's just like, "Bitch,
But he didn't kill
you
her?
stupid bitch." Yeah,
Oh,
no, he didn't kill her.
Well, because, like, okay, Soviet spy... Yeah, because the Soviets are the bad people in
Yeah.
this movie. So, like, why didn't he kill her?
Because he needs to stay low key.
Because he wants to sleep with her.
Yeah, he wants to sleep with her probably.
He wants to
She's
sleep
probably attractive. I don't
He
know.
wanted to sleep with the spy?
You never know.
It's
You never know, buddy.
yeah.
Sad.
So we kind of also learned another personal hobby for Bond. He likes cars. He likes fast cars. He has a green Bentley that he had in storage during World War II,
No clue
and
what
he
that looks
it's like
But green's my favorite
It's
color. I
a
fuck with it.
I mean, it's
You said green's his favorite color?
No.
Oh, I was about to say, that is
But
his only redeeming quality.
usually in the movies he drives around like an Aston Martin and stuff like that.
It's always like a silver.
Yeah, it's like a
something.
silver Aston Martin and stuff like that. But in the books, it's like a green Bentley. But he goes at the bar, he meets up with Mathis, and he meets the girl called Vesper. And already, as soon as he walks in, he's like, "Whoa, she's actually pretty beautiful." Like, wow. He takes a liking to Vesper's beauty and composure. And he says, and he's like, "You know what? After this mission, I'm gonna definitely sleep with her."
Horrible. Horrible.
Well, he says, "Yeah, I'm gonna try to sleep with her."
And I
at
hope he
least.
don't.
But
I hope he can't get it out.
After the
I
meeting-
hope he gets Edie.
after the meeting, he leaves, and Mathis is like, "Oh, what you think about Bond, Vesper?" And she's like, "Oh, he's quite an attractive man." But she's like, "There's something cold and stern about his eyes." There's always mention about like Bond's eyes and how like cold and distant he seems,
Understandable.
which is very interesting. But as soon as Bond leaves, the window explodes. And Mathis is like, "Oh, whoa, shit! Like Vesper, stay here. I'm gonna go figure out what the hell's going on." But we see this from
She's a spy. What do you mean? Though?
yeah, we see this from Bond's perspective. That he sees two guys wearing straw hats, and like on the side of the road, like by a tree, and one has a red briefcase, one has a blue briefcase. And Bond's like, "What the fuck?" And so he's walking up to these guys. It's like, "What the hell? What?" And he's getting closer and closer. One guy opens up, I forget what briefcase it was, but he opens up the briefcase and they both blow up. Like both the guys in the straw hats like blow up into smithereens, and Bond is like thrown back a little bit, and it's like raining like rubble and blood and like gore and stuff like that, and Bond's like trying not to throw up. He goes back to his apartment, and Mathis is like, "Don't worry, I'm not trying to figure out what the hell's going on. I got this. You just recover and get ready to play that baccarat game, buddy." So Bond is sitting in back at his house, his apartment, and he calls up Vesper, and he's like, "Hey, Vesper, you good?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm good." See, that's what we call character development, Tyrell. He's just making sure she's okay.
Fuck that man.
So Bond's around in the casino. He's playing roulette. I always know in roulette, I think there's the rule you have to always bet on black. Is that the rule in roulette?
Shoot, you want to lose some money?
I mean,
You go right ahead, homestead. You go right ahead.
do you want to go test that? The Win Casino by my work.
I just go to
Let's
the
go.
casino oftentimes. I'm not a gambler.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
But,
all go
You
gambling.
want to give me some money? Then we want to go. You want to donate?
I mean,
Because I know you have money.
I don't have my wallet on me.
Hey,
I only have $10 in my wallet.
so that's $10 more than I
Yeah, we
had.
can make more.
we can make more.
Yeah.
But I have another quote. Bond saw luck because Bond talks about luck a lot in this chapter. But
He's a man that believes in luck.
But this is what he says about luck. Bond saw luck as a woman, to be softly wooed or brutally ravaged, never pandered to or pursued. So he's playing roulette the entire time. And he finally meets up with the CIA guy that shows up, and his name is Felix Leiter. I think you remember this in the movie. He was like that black guy. Remember when I used to have Snapchat, and I would always call you brother from Langley?
No, No, you used to call me Toronto.
That was him.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah. I was like, someone used to.
I usually called you brother from Langley.
Brother from Langley. Okay.
Yeah, because in the movies I'm your brother from Langley. So that, and like when we saw that movie, I like erased your Tyrell and I just put brother from Langley.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it
I
for that?
No, because I got rid of Snapchat because I'm not like 15 years old.
Damn. Okay.
I'm just saying that Snapchat's only used for like teenagers, okay?
That's not
But
true.
anyway, I digress.
But all right.
But he meets Felix Leiter, and right off the bat, they are like fast friends. Like Felix Leiter is like honestly my second favorite character in this book because he's just so fun and he's always like cracking jokes with what?
The black man?
Well, in this he's white with like straw blonde hair or something like that. But they get like drinks and Bond orders like the martini. I don't think he says shaken not stirred. I'm
So
not.
yeah,
Martinis are not good.
I probably
I don't-
missed you say this, but he's the CIA agent, right?
Yeah, he's a CIA guy. Because the CIA are also getting involved because, Soviets, all that type of stuff. But they're talking about their drinks, and he orders the martini, and he throws a lime in there, and Leiter makes a joke about, like, oh, that's quite a concoction you made there. What is it? He's like, oh, it's my own type of, like, drink that I just came up with, and I'm trying to get a patent, but I don't know the name of it yet. And he goes into explaining like how he likes his drinks. He likes them strong. He likes them cold. He never takes too many. He never takes too little. It's just very interesting. Like reading like the stuff that Ian Fleming does in his daily life, and then transitioning that into his character is pretty interesting. Like there's a lot of like even when we get down the line. I mean, not the sexism and the misogyny,
No, he probably.
and the rest of the other problems Ian has with other people. But
They come from somewhere.
yeah, they come from somewhere, The war, I don't even think he saw combat. I think he was just like an intelligence officer, and he just probably gave a note to one guy who would give a note to another guy, so he gave the note to that one guy who had to kill that guy. I think that's all he really did. But, we thank you for your service. He's dead, so. But, we get an actual description about James Bond. He's described with gray blue eyes, black hair with a vertical scar down his right cheek. And what's actually interesting, none of the Bond actors have that scar on his cheek. But that video game that's coming out?
Yeah.
They actually have that scar on his cheek. And when I saw that, I was like, oh shit, they put the scar back on his cheek. That's pretty cool. But
I feel like that's something that you would get to.
Also,
that's why I texted you when I saw it.
Yeah, I'm excited for that game.
See,
But we'll talk about that a little bit later. But actually, also here, James Bond has a 25 automatic Beretta.
What?
Just like, I'm excited for you.
Oh yeah, because I mean,
Well, I'm
I didn't think he was gonna like
It's like the only thing that he's looking forward to.
Oh, I mean, I don't know what else he got going in his life, but I do remember like dead ass. As soon as I remember I had got off of work and I saw a trailer because I was going to bed, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, this is some shit. That
Even my parents were like, "Oh wow, do you see that James Bond game?"
See,
Yeah.
we know you. Sorry, continue.
I never knew that he was supposed to have a scar.
Yeah, in the novels he usually has a scar. I think in the novels he's supposed to be around like probably his late 30s and then into his 40s as the books go on. Because when these books are set, like this came out in 1953, so it's set in 1953. So each book when it comes out, it's like set in that year, which is actually pretty cool. So Bond goes to dinner with Vesper. They're talking. Her name's Vesper Lynd, by the way. There's like a joke in there, like, "Oh, I was born like during a thunderstorm, and that's how I got my name." I'm like,
What?
I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna breeze right past that.
Okay.
But Bond is like, "Oh, Vesper, that's a great name. You know what? Can I use that for my drink that I've been making?" And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead. I hope it's good." He's like, "Oh, it's gonna be really good." But
Do you think Bond paid attention the entire time she was talking about the rain storm?
no, he's looking somewhere else.
No.
But while he's also talking to Vesper, and they're kind of hitting it off pretty well. He kind of noticed that.
Charismatic.
Well, he noticed something that she seems a little bit off. Like there's something off about her, but he's not quite sure what it is. But Vesper kind of explains what happened to the Straw Hats because Mathis told her that the Straw Hats were hired by Le Chiffre to kill Bond, but one guy had a smoke bomb, the other guy had a grenade. One guy was supposed to throw the grenade out. Throw the smoke grenade out. One guy was supposed to throw the grenade at Bond. And then they had a getaway driver. But basically, I guess both of them were grenades. So when the guy went to go pull the pin, they both blew up and killed each other. And the driver's like, "Oh shit!" and he just drove off. But Mathis's agents caught him and they were interrogating him. But they have no connection that was Lashif at all. So they're like, "We can't really, pin this on them." So sorry,
the straw hats, like One Piece straw hats.
Yeah, it was Luffy.
That's what I was thinking about.
It was Luffy and I don't know One Piece.
You know what?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe we'll bring you one for. He wants to do the One Piece when we do mangas.
You never seen One Piece?
I mean, I've seen the live action.
I read One Piece because I get through it faster. I got volumes if you want it.
What's that?
I got a bunch of volumes if you want.
Oh no, that's okay. I read it online. I had a whole. Mind you can't be doing that all the time because them websites be all types of fucked up.
Oh
yeah, we got weird.
Shoot.
But Vesper
is fantastic. Sorry.
So Vesper's kind of like actually excited to be working with Bond because she's like, "Oh, you guys, the Double O's, you guys are our heroes back at the office. We think you guys are awesome. We think you guys are very cool." And Bond, you think he would be happy about this? Like, oh, like really? But he's actually quite dismissive about it. He's like, yeah, I'm a Double O, I guess. He's not very proud of his Double O status as we get through this book. He even explains it like, I had to get my 00 status from killing a Japanese code cipher and a Norwegian double agent in Stockholm. He's like, and he even calls them poor chaps. I had to kill those poor chaps and stuff like that. Like, he's very dismissive, and he changes the subject really fucking quick. Like, he's not proud of it at all. So, and that's another, like, theme of Bond that comes down the line in the other novels. Well, go ahead.
So he's not, like, a fan of killing people or something like that?
Yeah, you kind of learn that Bond's not a fan of killing people.
No, okay.
Which is a very interesting takeaway from the books.
He stay killing folks.
Well, yeah, but he goes into it later, and we'll definitely get into it later.
And rightfully so, as he should. He's a spy. That's what they do.
Yeah.
How are you a spy and you don't like killing people? Not that
he gets into it. Yeah, he doesn't like it.
But then why are you a spy? Make that make sense.
In one of the later books in Goldfinger, he kind of explains in like the prologue or the first chapter that it's kind of like he can't really think about it. Like, yeah, I killed a person. I don't feel good about it, but it's my job. It's kind of like he kind of puts the example like...
But it don't have to be.
But it's like a surgeon. Like, if a surgeon fucks up and accidentally gets someone killed, like doing the surgery and like, oh, I tried to save this guy's life, he died. They can't really like...
True, but that's different. That's like me saying like, I'm a surgeon, but I don't like to perform surgery, but I do it because it's my job. Then why are you a surgeon?
See it as from a different perspective of him being like, I want to like save lives, not like take them. Yeah. But granted, he is on the line of duty where he does have to like
but
kill.
But are there other ways that because you don't have to be in the field to do that. He could he could be in the resource command.
Yeah, but I'm thinking of it like a video game where it's like a Splinter Cell or something like that, where you have the option to not kill.
Yeah, like
kind of thing where he thinks like, okay, I could save the world without taking a life, and
more times than
we'll definitely get to his
field. If you or me, I'm sorry.
We'll definitely get to his philosophy later down the line in this book, but he actually does eventually explain.
You try to give somebody mercy, you turn around and get the cipher codes. Now you got shot in the head. Oh no!
Well,
we can't have that.
After he kind of dismisses the whole conversation, he's like, he explains baccarat to Vesper. So how do you play baccarat? Apparently, is very interesting, and this time I actually paid attention. I think I understand it. So baccarat, you know how like in Texas Hold'em you have to get to, I think it's 21, as close as possible. I think that's Texas Hold'em. I'm not really sure, or blackjack. It's one of them. Whatever. There's some card guy out there who's like, "What? That's not it. What are you doing?"
I told you.
Why didn't you look it up?
Uno and spades is what we do over here. Uno and spades. I don't
know. Sorry, but
you're good.
No, I meant sorry to the listener who's listening to this freaking out, but.
The guy on Spotify user that accidentally got this recommended to him. The poor bastard.
I'm like, what the fuck?
He's stuck at work listening to
So you have to get as close to 9 as possible in baccarat, and you only get 2 cards, I believe. I tried reading as close as possible and trying to like stay focusing, and
that thought. I'm so sorry because as soon as you said this, why is like. Because you said a random person at work. Why is someone having like a desk job like the worst thing in the world for people?
Oh, I don't know.
Because think about it. You think about like the worst job to have. You're thinking like you're sitting in a corporate office, like on the keyboard.
See, I'm kind of like that is because I can watch all my stuff or listen to all my stuff.
Literally, if you think about it, if you can make a decent amount of money without the least like amount of exertion on yourself, like.
But also at the same time, you probably have to hide it from your boss. Like, oh shit, it's coming over.
But how often is your boss really up and down your neck?
Hey,
so long as you're getting your job done. You know what I mean? Because think about it, like you work on a railroad. Like I feel like you're busting your ass.
Oh wow,
you make good
you just
money.
doxed me on no.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine.
But like you know what I mean? Like you do construction. Like
if I was on my phone the entire time, I'm like, oh no. And
then, you can't. And you make good money, but at the same time, like your back be hurting some days, like your feet be hurting some days. Like, I think of like The Incredibles and how he was so upset that he was selling insurance.
Well, also it's kind of like
going on behind the scenes with that, but I'm just saying like how he was.
Well, also he liked going out and like doing the adventures. Kind of like
how could.
It's like you kind of realize
he still could just because the government. I'm not that I was proving it, but he could still been a vigilante.
You want him to be a vigilante,
and he could still been on keeping his day job, doing his normal day to day. You know what I mean?
But he has a family.
I think it would the movie Office Space.
But
then the movie Office Space is by a guy that works in like a cubicle and he hates his job. But then he learns like, oh well, it's not like I hate the job that I'm doing, but he's like, it's not work that I hate, it's just the job that I'm in. So he goes into construction. He's like, oh, I like working now because I'm doing something that I actually enjoy. But I think it'd just be like, you got it so fucking easy. All he's doing is looking through line of code, I don't know. I mean, imagine you can have hobbies outside of that. You can have other passions. And my thing is like the life because Bill's gotta be paid. Sorry, I know this is nothing about doing it. Just that's all right.
Yeah.
Bill's gotta be paid at the end of the day. And like if you could sit here and come to work and put your headphones on and all you gotta do is type for 8 hours and then go home. There's people that work 12-hour shifts 5 days a week. 5 12-hour shifts.
I mean, overtime for me is like 12 hours too. So.
Yeah, where I work, I'm able to. I'm able to wear headphones or like an earbud or something like that. I just got to sneak around when I do it. But I spend like all day just listening to
compared
things.
To like there's people that can't. That's like grueling.
I hear it home and I'm like, fuck, I want to kill myself. Here I'm like, I can't listen to like music or whatever while I'm working or a YouTube video.
Sorry, that was a tangent. It just
but
continue.
Also in baccarat, I guess the kings, the queens, the whatever the other people. Oh, sorry. The kings, the queens, they don't count for anything. So if you get a king, it's like a 0 or something like that. Yeah, baccarat's kind of weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's kind of
usually kings and queens is what you're trying to get.
Yeah, but in baccarat it's like different, I guess. So Bond arrives at the casino. He hands off Vesper to Felix, and he prepares for the baccarat game. And there's 10 other people in the room. I think each person plays individually against, because I can't, reading it, I was like, oh, is it everybody is playing against each other, or is it just this guy is going up against Lashif, and once he loses all his money, he goes to the next person? Because he says, like, there's 10 other people there. And so Lashif is sitting right next, like, opposite of the Bond, and they're playing. And at first, Bond is doing pretty well, and I tried to pay attention as best as I could.
They never cheat?
I try to pay attention to the baccarat game as best as I could, because reading people playing cards is not that entertaining to me, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But at first, Bond's doing pretty good. He's taking some of the money, but by the end of it, he loses all the money that he has. And he's like, shit, I just lost all the money. He's looking over at, like, Felix, he goes off.
I feel like I did see this movie.
So, familiar. So Felix, he just walks away. He's just like, no, I'm done. And Vesper's up, just standing there, like, smiling at Bond, like, sweetly.
Because there was somebody else still playing, and then, like, the last final thing, he gave it to him or something like that. Just figured it. Okay, sorry.
So, Vesper's just, like, smiling sweetly at Bond, and Bond's like, fuck, I can't go back to, like... when I go back to M, he's just like, oh, well, better next... Fuck.
Better luck next time.
Better luck next time. I'm
picking up on what you're
Yeah, thank you. See, that's why I brought you here, to help me. You lift me up.
You're a whore.
Oh, well, I'm a whore? What do you mean I'm a whore? What? Anyway, I don't even know what that means. Anyway. So, Bond's about to, like, just pack up shop and leave. What do you mean by that? What the just like, at first I thought you said, oh, Bond's a whore, and then I'm like, wait a second, you say I'm a whore? What do you mean I'm a whore?
I was like, how funny as fuck. I hurt my throat, but hell?
But so before Bond leaves, a guy comes up with like a piece of like mail. And he's like, "Oh, Monsieur, you have you have some mail for you." And Bond opens it up, and it's a whole bunch of money, enough to get him back into the game.
Sure.
And it's from Felix, and it says compliments from the USA. And Felix is back up by the bar. And
USA,
he, like,
we say.
Yeah, USA, we say Bond.
Ass.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So as he's about to get play back in, one of Lashifa's henchmen goes up behind Bond, and he has a gun on him, like behind his seat. He's like, "Listen, this." He's like whispering in his ears, like, "Listen, this gun is a silencer. By the time I shoot you, it'll look like you'll like have fainted or something like that, and I'll be long gone."
I'm struggling to breathe.
Is it because you know what? Never mind. I just a little breeze past that. Basically, he's like, "Hey,
Sorry, audio listeners.
I have a gun. I'm gonna kill you. Just forfeit the game right now."
No, because even if he forfeit the game, he probably still was going to get got.
Yeah, probably.
So why would I?
So Bond's like, "Shit." He's like, "Is no one like?" He's
Yeah,
sitting
where
there.
are
And it's
my
like,
people at?
why is everyone not noticing this? Like everyone else is like talking around at the bar. Felix and Vesper are talking and stuff like that. He's like, why the fuck is he not like looking out after me? What the fuck's going on? So it's funny because he's like, okay, I got a perfect plan how to deal with this. So he grabs the edge of the seat and he flings himself back, and like it causes the henchman to fling his gun. Yeah. Well, so when he gets back up, he's like, oh shit,
You would have never got back up.
Yeah. He's
My
like,
thing is, I understand, like, have you ever shot... Not to be all up in your business.
well,
have
it's
you
a
ever shot
silencer. It's a henchman.
gun? Have you ever shot a gun?
No.
Okay.
But I'm not a
So-
secret agent spy guy.
Gun safety, they tell you to keep your finger like this, and then when you're ready,
Well,
then
he's
put your
probably-
finger on the trigger.
Yeah.
If I got my finger, sorry, not my finger. If I got my gun threatening a CIA spy, talking about some, oh yeah, if you move, I'm gonna shoot you. By the time you lean back, you're getting popped.
Well, he throws himself back pretty much. Like
It
he
does
says,
not
like he
matter.
throws himself, like his legs. He sees
This
his
is
okay.
always
Come
sunny.
Yeah.
Look up
Come
here.
here.
We're
I
making Charlie.
can't. No, I'm not doing it because I have
Come
the
here.
I have the headphones
I'm
and.
you. That's all right.
Oh my
I'm
God.
about to prove it. You're talking stupid. Come here, stand up. Oh, actually, no. Sit down. That's what he was doing, right?
Yeah, he's sitting down.
He came back up to you. Now, mind you, you got this table, so don't fuck shit up.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually do the thing on you. I'm gonna flip
doing
myself
my
back
fingers.
over.
Now you see this, right?
Uh-huh.
Hey, you move, you're getting shot. Boom. That's all it would take.
Well, I think
all
he
it would
he
take.
surprised them because he's like counting down. He's like, I'm gonna give you the count to 10.
It does not matter.
Yeah.
If you even you could have sneezed. Have you ever like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You sorry.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
But anyway, so
You would have got. Now I don't know if like maybe he just like he really didn't have his hand on the gun or whatever the case. He like I don't know if he like twisted or.
I think he's more shocked that he actually like flipped himself over and shit like that.
There would have been somebody would have got shot that day. I'm telling you.
But anyway,
Thank you, my man.
so Bond kind of like plays it off like,
That's what I'm
oh,
saying. Like these are some high. These are some. Sorry, I get because this don't make sense to me. These are some high level gangsters, like some high level CIA type people, right? Like we're like in here fighting for our lives, trying to get this money. And you mean to tell me that this man could just fling back with all
He
this
does like
money, and you don't pop like.
They just
shit happens, bro. That's what happens, man. But anyway,
Ain't nobody faster than.
so they get back into.
I ain't met the
So
flyer alive
Lashif
yet.
and Bond are playing, and this time, you know, at first Bond starts losing again. Then you're kind of like, God damn it, you just got back in, and now you're losing again.
Talking about so he's the best poker player.
Yeah,
Sir,
but
shooting and being a whore.
basically, he does eventually beat. Nah, I'm good. He basically does beat Lashif and steals all of Lashif's money, and Lashif just gets up
Yeah, he did that.
and he just walks away. And
Because he's stupid.
so Bond is like, kind of feeling lucky. He goes back up to Felix and Vesper. He's like, "Oh, guys, how about you guys like because it's like 2 a.m. or something like that, which is crazy to play poker at 2 a.m. I don't know what the
I
fuck.
don't think most casinos don't close until about like what 3.
Yeah.
So,
Because he
like,
goes to,
normally-
I think he goes to bed around 3 o'clock in this chapter. He's like, oh, like I'm gonna go back up and like get a few hours in,
But
and then we'll get some
if
breakfast.
it's like a really high stakes night, yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they close until about that time anyway. So that's not no.
But basically, he's talking to Felix and the Vesper.
Haven't you been to Vegas?
Huh?
Haven't you been to Vegas?
No,
No.
no. But
I think you would enjoy it.
so like Felix and Bond are talking, but Vesper is like staring off into the distance, and she's not really talking until Bond's like, "Hey Vesper, how do you feel about like you and me go out to breakfast?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, Felix, you want to go with us? And Felix kind of pulls a bro move. He's like, yeah, no, I got a early morning and stuff like that. I got to get back to the States, you and Bond can go.
And then Bond and the guy dap up.
And, like, I could just see before they leave, like, Bond and, like, they just fist bump or something like that. Or they do dap up, too.
Has ever... Oh, my God. Did anyone ever teach you how to dap up, or did you just always know how to do it?
I think I just always knew how to do it. I think I've seen people do it, so I was just like, oh, good.
People still mix it up nowadays.
But, so Bond goes back up to his apartment. He's feeling pretty good. Oh, he got a check. He got a check from, like, all of Lashif's money.
Just the brother of Langley thing. Just like, Bond's like, that's why you're my brother from Langley.
Yeah, that's why you're my brother from Langley. Fist bump. But he goes back to his room. He's feeling good about himself. And he's looking into the mirror. I have another quote. He gazed for a moment into the mirror and wondered about Vesper's morals. He wanted her cold and arrogant body. He wanted to see tears and desires in her remote blue eyes, and to take the ropes of her black hair into his hands and bend her long body back under his. Oh. Bond's eyes narrowed and his face in the mirror looked back at him with hunger.
Oh, man.
I kind of. It's not too spicy. It's kind of like.
Truthfully, like, have you ever read a spicy book?
Oh,
this book needs to be full smut.
I enjoy
oh God,
how descriptive people get, because people. The thing is, like, I love intellectual people. Mm-hmm. Because you could write a whole sex, like a whole pornographic scene, and like not even physically realize they're fucking.
Yeah, well, he kind of does this too.
You be like, wait a minute, this is what they're doing.
Yeah,
but at the same time, there's also people that it's like so explicit that you're like, oh damn, I'm right here with it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like,
well, there's a YouTube guy that talks about like the smut books, and he goes into it.
Do you read smut?
You be in a public transport, don't even know what people are reading.
Yeah,
living their best life.
And there's a girl at work that reads smut, and she has a bookmark that says, "I read porn in public like a lady."
Truthfully.
So
why are you in their business anyway? You know what I mean? Like, let them be. Because I think it's if you're watching it, it's different than if you're reading it.
Yeah, because if you're reading it, because also like some of these books are very like, they're very, how do I explain it? They're very like they trick you. They trick you. Because they're like, the fourth wing. You're like, oh, that sounds interesting.
Okay,
it's like a medieval.
Where I'm at work, there are some book covers. I'm like, this looks dope, and then I open up the first page and it's like, my balls ache after.
What's wrong with that?
And then I'm like, okay.
Like, okay, yeah.
I mean,
like the Bond books don't really get that explicit, where it's like, oh, I'm the.
But they can.
Shove my,
it just. I see it the same way. I think watching porn.
Yeah,
because why you're reading porn for the same reason why you watch porn.
That's not true.
This is good.
That's not true.
No, because like porn is like an immediate type of satisfaction. Where if you're reading it, I feel like that's like delayed. Ain't nobody's gonna like sit there and like not to be like. Because I know this ain't getting into this podcast, but ain't nobody gonna sit there on the bus and nut off a book.
Yeah, they're probably just sitting there like,
you're gonna be like, oh, this is giving me some good ideas. Like, oh, this is gonna put me on a track. Oh, this is giving me inspiration. But it's not the same.
Yeah, but it's like the same thing as watching porn. But
no, because it's still more discreet. My thing about it is like you watching it, you don't know who's around you that can see it.
Yeah, that's true.
You shouldn't subject nobody else to what you got going on.
But also, but is that part of the game? Is that why some people do it? Because it's like, ooh, I'm reading this.
Yeah, if you're actually live your life. But I'm just saying, like,
I just kind of see it as like the same,
if you're reading
way
as
reading like hentai out in public, you know.
But that's a picture, though.
Some guys at work.
Get what I'm saying? Those are pictures. Because my thing is like, I'm not specifically a kid.
Some guys at work would just call that gooning. And I know they just.
But that's what I'm saying. But like
those guys at work.
Tyrell, you have a gooning problem, all right? You gotta stop reading.
But you have to stop reading fourth wing.
If I'm doing it discreetly till you don't know that, then why is it a problem? Let's talk about it.
So then it's okay for me.
But here's the thing.
No, because you're watching it and I can turn around the corner and see it.
Yeah, but if I know that you're reading.
Okay, yeah, if I know that you're reading fourth wing.
You would literally have to pick up that book, find the words of what I'm talking about, and be like, ooh, this right here makes me uncomfortable. Okay, how? You know what I mean? Compared to, like, if I turn around the corner and I'm hearing the moans and I'm looking at your screen and I'm seeing that, I'm like, well, maybe I don't want to see that.
Well, if I have headphones on.
It's like the same way as...
I can still see it.
Yeah,
I would still... I don't know. It's like, I'll be slightly less uncomfortable... If it is
uncomfortable anyway, because it's life. But I'm just saying.
But if I know, I'm like, I got so good at it from work because there's so much of it at work. Or I'm like, okay, I could.
You were doing it at work?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, also because the books.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like legit. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
we're doing too much.
But I think there's some guys at work that talk about gooning all the time. just it's weird. But anyway, they probably all stood up at once when we talked about this topic and like applauded. They probably just did that. So I mean, yeah, they're weird. But anyway, that's a shout out to my guys at work.
I feel like it'd just be as weird, or just I'd still be as weird if I run into someone reading porn.
Yeah, if I saw someone reading like
know,
Fourth Wing, I'd be
but I
like,
do know. I could tell.
But you would have to know what the book
I get
is.
the special.
well, if I know the book,
But how do you know the book?
because I've heard people talk about Fourth Wing before, or the Court of Thorns and Roses, I think it's called.
Are those smut books?
Yeah, they're
I
smut
always thought
books.
those were fantasy books. Really?
Yeah.
Smut
think
books.
so.
Yeah, they're smut books.
Listen, I'm gonna have to check that out.
We'll review it on the podcast.
There's like midnight something.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're doing it discreetly, and if people are looking at you and thinking like, "Oh my God, you're reading," why is that a problem?
But
I think because also those books get
truthfully,
pretty
let's talk
fucking
about
weird.
if
Because
I
the
read
literacy rate,
hentai-
on top of it, the literacy rate in America is down.
Yeah.
Most of you hoes don't even know how to read. So why are you upset with me reading for? Maybe you should start reading some smut in public. Maybe get your reading up. Let's talk about it. Get your education up.
But anyway, back on top.
I just see it the same way as reading hentai in public. Like
But that's pictures. That's different though. Those are pictures. Those are full ass pictures that you're looking at. It's the same thing as porn.
Yeah, but it's
if you're reading it's
the same thing.
No, if it's just words, it's totally different.
But anyway, back on
You know
topic.
it, and you know it is. Yes, it is.
It's the same. It's
One
more
has
descriptive.
One has pictures and one are just words. Even if the words are super descriptive, that's perfectly fine because they're words. Someone would have to be all in your space and reading what you're reading for them to know what it is. You know what I mean? If you got a hentai book and you open that horror, someone's gonna see it. Someone's gonna be like, "Oh, what is that?" They're
I
like,
think
"Oh,
the
so you're
person that
watching-"
was like, "Oh, they're talking about Casino Royale," and they get to this bit where we're talking about hentai, Fourth Wing, and smut books.
That's
They're
not
kinda like, what the fuck?
Our conversations tend to jump all over the place.
This makes sense.
Yeah,
I don't even know how we got there, Loki. How did we?
I think we were talking because
because
Bond was
you're-
talking about how you want to have
yeah,
sex
yeah.
with Vesper.
Yeah.
What?
The whole quote I just did.
Vesper.
Did you already forget the quote?
Well, no, because what's wrong with him wanting to have sex with Vesper?
I'm just
No,
saying.
how we got on
How we
topic
got
was
onto
you're like,
this.
oh hey, that was like written pretty well.
Yeah.
And then,
okay. You're right.
But anyway, so it's
we love good
like
spicy
Bond
stuff.
wakes up a little bit in it's like the early morning. It's like barely before dawn, and he orders breakfast and he has like eggs. He really loves his eggs. But the entire time he's like talking to Vesper. He's trying to like hit on her this entire time, but he knows that she's very distant. Her knuckles are white, like she's like. But Bond's kind of like, oh, is she playing hard to get? What's the problem? He's kind of getting frustrated too because he's trying to like talk with this girl, but she's not really giving him. She's giving him like the single question or answers and stuff like that. Like, yeah, oh yeah, that's cool, yeah. Like she seems distracted, but some guy shows up. He has a letter for Vesper. He's like, oh, Mathis wants to see me. So she leaves. So why isn't Vesper? Why isn't Mathis? Why isn't Mathis showing up and like telling this in person? So he goes by the entrance and he sees that Vesper's been kidnapped by Lashif. And how she's been kidnapped is pretty funny. Like her dress is like thrown over her head and it's like tied in a knot. I don't even think that's how it works. But
No, because couldn't you slip right back out of that?
they tied a knot on the top of it.
Yeah,
though.
but it's like a dress is like a.
Well,
Most of them are like long, like very long
Yeah.
t-shirts, so she could slip out the front, like you know what I mean. She could put
Yeah.
her head through and then put her arms.
Tyrell, I think you forgot she's a woman from the 50s. Okay,
Most of them didn't wear a whole lot of layers back then anyway.
but
right?
what I'm saying is
I'm confused. What?
she's a woman from the 50s, written by a guy from the 50s. When he's thinking, oh, women aren't that smart.
But wait, no, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense because she's a CIA agent.
No, she's like an assistant to like the MI6
Why would
people.
you have an assistant in the field?
Because she's like the money
Why would
person.
you hire someone that doesn't know how to put on dress either?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe there's just a lot of shit to the dress. Sometimes dresses.
But anyway, yeah, she's basically also she's like just bearing it all. So, like everyone can see like her underwear and like
That's
stuff
what I'm
like
saying. That
that.
don't make sense. So she's just in her underwear.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Yeah.
wearing this dress. Okay, because I want to make sure I'm not tweaking, right? All she has to
Listen,
do
it's ridiculous.
is flip
Yeah,
through
I
the
know.
head-hole.
It's stupid,
Right?
and I put that in because it made me.
Because
When
she doesn't have anything else if they can see her underwear.
when I saw that, it made me laugh because I'm like, that's just ridiculous. Like again, yeah, she
This one's
could
supposed
throw
to be
it.
and then like, why y'all just got random? Even if you're just a regular secretary, you should have basic level of combat instruction if you're working for the CIA.
Yeah.
Right or wrong.
MI6.
So why, especially MI6. Why the fuck do you mean to tell me you can't at least take out one of these people?
Well,
You
because
can't
she's
make a
not
scene?
trained. She's not trained. She's
That's
just
what I'm
like
saying.
there
Why are you not trained?
Yeah,
because
why-
Bond needs somebody to sleep with. Okay. That's the only
It keeps
reason
somebody-
he wrote her in there.
Exactly, that comes to the root of the problem. Why is Bond a whore?
So anyway, so Bond is like, shit, he gets to his Bentley, he's chasing after them, and he's like mad. He's really mad. He's like, why can't we see this coming? Also, I have another quote. Again, I want to say I do not agree with this quote. I don't agree with it. Don't put that on me. Don't you put that evil on me.
I agree with it. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, you're not going to agree with it when you hear this. So, this is a quote. I don't agree with this. These blithering women who thought they could do a man's work, why the hell couldn't they stay at home and mind their pots and pans and stick to their frocks and gossip and leave the men's work to the men? And now for this too that happened to him, just when the job had come off beautifully. For Vesper to fall for an old trick like that and get snatched and probably held ransom like a bloody heroine in a strip cartoon. The silly bitch.
Oh.
Yeah, that was like, damn.
I was about to say, I was like, well, he doesn't want her to get like a woman get her in the line of duty. But then,
He said the silly bitch.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why do you like James Bond?
I think it's more the adventure, and like the adventures that he goes on is very interesting. Because I think this is a prototype. I feel like Casino Royale is more of a prototype to what Bond will become. Because in this, like, Le Chiffre isn't really that interesting of a villain to me. Like, he's okay, but he's not... And it's also the villains, I think, because the villains are very cartoony. They're kind of like, oh, every book is like a villain of the week type of book. So it's kind of interesting to see Bond go up with a villain. Oh, where's he going? Oh, he's going to Japan. Oh, he's going to this casino. Oh, he's going to, like, this, like, grandiose location and stuff like that. I think that's kind of interesting. For me, that's what's I kind of like about Bond, like the action, the adventure, how he could pull off like the insane shit that happens in these books. I mean, yeah, the sexism I don't agree with, and I kind of just like, you know, well, what can I do about it? Nothing.
It's a sign of the times.
Yeah, it's a sign of the times. You just have to roll past it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of why I kind of like Bond. I just like that type of stuff. Also, like, the movies kind of played into it a little bit more too, with like the adventure, the action. Oh, what's Bond gonna do in this movie? I mean, not every movie.
Espionage.
Yeah, the espionage. You know, what actor's gonna be in it? How is he doing in it? You know, I think that's what kind of gets me like, oh, this is why I like James Bond. Maybe not his actions that he says in this book, but...
This is a joke, but once Ethan told me that every Bond villain's practically disabled, I realized that James Bond is just a man that beats up disabled people. So I was like, oh, hey.
He says that...
I like it. I like this.
Interesting.
I get it.
Well, like, they have, like, a...
Yeah.
So, like, then the guy in the next book, his skin...
Do they? Do they all?
Yeah, well, they have like a signature feature to them. So like in the next book, in Live and Let Die, the main villain has like a skin condition where his skin looks gray, so he looks like a corpse. And like the next book, like one guy has like half of his face is like he got like in some injury in the war and stuff like that. Each like villain has like a different, unique, like signature to them, like a disfigurement to them. It's actually pretty interesting. Plus, World War II just happened in this universe and in real time when this book came out. So I think some of these villains fought in World War II or they did some stuff like that. Yeah. But anyway, so he's chasing after them, but when he's thinking about this, he's like, no, this is my fault. Like, I did this. Like, I should have been prepared. I should have noticed all the signs and stuff like that. As he's driving his car, he notices a whole bunch of shit in the road. So he goes... There's a prior chapter to this that Le Chiffre threw like a whole bunch of shit out of his car and he threw it out into the road to like get Bond off his tracks. So Bond sees the stuff in the road. He accidentally crashes his car, his Bentley. He's kind of sad about that. And he's kind of like half conscious.
Flip it 1 billion times like they do in the movie.
I know he flips.
Is this though like the part of the movie where he like flips the car?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Vesper's not in the road. She's still in the car.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But Le Chiffre's two henchmen grab Bond out of the car. They throw him in Le Chiffre's car. And the entire time, Bond's kind of freaking out. He's like, oh my god, I think I might actually die here. Like, nobody knows. Hey, what's up, guys? We're back.
Yeah, we had a
malfunction there.
Malfunction.
Kind of shot our wad right there. But that's Arrested Development.
Charge something.
Huh?
We just forgot to charge.
Yeah, we forgot to charge
because the thing just died on us.
Yeah.
You gotta tell them all that ain't their business.
This is our first
But
episode.
yeah, but yeah, it's gonna sound awkward when we're just like,
Hey, we're
just
back.
stop, and then we're just like,
Oh, that awkward.
wait,
That's what people
where are
do
we
all the time.
at?
Don't they have commercial breaks? What if you?
I mean, I don't have
We
commercials.
could do an ad
What if
break
you need
here.
to use the bathroom?
Welcome to Raid Shadow Legends.
What's our sponsor? Gonna be.
You have a sponsor?
No.
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
I'm just gonna pick out something randomly in this room.
Dogs.
All we got is alcohol down here.
Yeah,
I know.
alcohol. In the library, we have
Honestly, that's a
alcohol.
good sponsor to have.
Yeah.
You always be in business. Folks stay drinking.
Yeah, we have alcohol in the library.
The library, library.
Yeah, see, we're there. Yeah. Also, this
It's like a high school.
this library is also filmed in front of a live studio audience. Isn't that right, people?
You're the only one.
I'm about to say, who are we looking at?
You're the only one.
Oh, it's, yeah, the audience in my head. So where we left off was
This is just Ethan going mentally insane.
Yeah, you guys aren't even real.
Would you tell anybody if you were seeing people?
huh?
Would you tell anybody?
No,
if you
I
were
would
seeing
I would keep that to myself.
people? Badass, for real.
What?
If I was
If
seeing,
you've seen people, would you tell anybody?
Oh,
yeah, I would
like
keep
the
that to
show?
myself. What?
so talking about the show? Telling people at the show?
No.
Oh.
No, like if I was actually seeing people,
Oh.
but they weren't really there, I would keep that to myself. To be honest with you,
Oh.
Yeah, I would tell.
because I'm one of those guys. Like if I get sick, I'm just like I'll go with it. I'll just roll with it until I'm not sick anymore.
I'm lost. I stepped away for like 2 seconds.
He said
Okay.
he was saying how he's like how he's waving to the audience, and also like the imaginary audience in your head, and he's like, yeah, I'm getting schizophrenic or something like that. And then I said, if you were really seeing people, like, would you ever tell anybody? And he said, hell
okay.
no, I wouldn't tell anybody.
I was thinking about something completely different.
Okay.
I was like,
So where we left off was Bond and Vesper both captured. Bond is trying to talk to Vesper in the car. He's like, hey, Vesper, you okay? But she's like not saying anything, so he thinks she passed out or something like that.
Captured.
Huh?
How did Bond get
Because he
captured?
crashed his car.
yeah, remember?
Yeah, when he crashed his car. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're taken to like this very abandoned villa, like in this little house. And Vesper and Bond are taken away in the separate rooms. Bond tries to fight back. He kind of loses. And
Yeah, for
this is the famous scene. If you know the scene that's about to go down, if you've seen the movie,
So wait, does he actually get his balls hit?
what?
yeah. So
Oh, I've seen this.
yeah,
movie.
yes, this is the bit.
When he was tied
Yeah,
up, and he
yeah.
was with that like
This is the bit.
Oh no.
So Bond is forced to strip naked.
And so
in
he
front
actually gets his balls whipped.
yeah, we'll see. So Bond is
I hope
forced.
he gets his balls.
So Bond is forced to strip naked, while Lashif is cutting a hole in like one of those cane chair things, and so he straps Bond down to it. He's tied to it, and Bond's like, you know what? I'm not gonna break. I know what's about to happen. I'll try my best not to break. So at first, like, Lashif is just like, "Where's my money, man? Where's my money, man? Where's my money, man?" Basically, that whole bit. But he has like a cane. I think he has like a carpet, like tools that you use for like carpeting or something like that. But he's like sitting underneath, like he's on a chair, like right next to Bond, and he has like the tool like hitting his knee, like he's bouncing his knee up and down, and it's like love tapping Bond in his groin. And he, like, just by one mere love tap, he's like, oh, like, oh. It's very, like, this is very difficult to read, even from, like, 1953. I'm like, oh, my gosh, like, this is a tough one to get through.
Throw a lot away. You
And
get
just-
a man to crack.
Bond dealing with the blue balls.
Yeah, literally. But Lashif is like, listen, we went through your entire apartment. We couldn't find the check for my money. Where's my money? Where's my money, man? Where's my money? But Bond's like, wait a second. How did they know, like, about, like, that I put the money in my apartment anyway? Like, I didn't tell anybody. I only told, like, Mathis, Vesper, and Felix. So what the fuck's going on?
Well, what are those?
So this is where Lashif just, like, keeps on hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. And Bond goes to talk about, like, some of his war buddies who've been tortured before. And they're like, yeah.
It was Vesper, wasn't it? Sorry,
Huh?
not to spoil. I thought it was.
Yeah, we'll see. Ooh. I don't know what that was. But anyway, I wish I had a boo thing for this so the audience could boo me for doing that. Or crickets or some shit. But anyway. So Bond, like, passes out from the pain. You're looking at me like I am going insane.
No, I'm just looking at you.
But Bond passes out from the pain. Lashif wakes him up, like, he slaps the shit out of him. He's like, wake up, we're not done. He's like, if you don't tell me where the money is, I'm gonna do the same thing I did to you, but to the
That would
girl.
piss me off. Can you imagine?
What?
Like, you pass out for the pain just to wake right back up?
Yeah, that'd be.
Damn.
Yeah.
So Bond's kind of out of it. He's like, "You want me to do the same thing I'm doing to you to the woman?" He's like, "Because I could go way more rougher on her." So Bond's kind of like in and out of it. He's like, "Oh," like he's all drowsy and shit like that. He also threatens to cut off Bond's balls and shove it down his throat,
Yeah, at that
which
point.
is yeah. But before anything can happen, a Smirsh agent breaks into the villa, into the house, into the room
The
where he's being
Smurfs.
yeah, the Smurf breaks into the Papa Smurf breaks into the but the Smirsh agent pulls a gun out on Lashif. It's the Soviet guy.
Mm-hmm.
The Soviets are back for their money. And Lashif just freaks out. He drops the knife, he's like begging for his life, and Bond's like kind of feels sorry for the guy.
I just picture the scene from Smiling Friends when the boss goes up to kill the frowning friend.
Yeah, basically. And the agent's like, "You have anything to say?" And Lashif's like, "No, I got nothing. I got nothing, Chief." So the agent just shoots Lashif in the head, kills him, and he walks up to Bond, like he grabs him by the hair. He's like, "Listen, I have no orders to kill you, but that doesn't mean you're getting out of this unscathed." So he pulls out a pocket knife and he carves a W with a tail on it into Bond's hands, and he just walks out the door and leaves. And Bond like could hear like birds, and he could see like the sun rising, and
What
he
does that mean,
passes
though?
out. What do you mean? Oh, the W on his hand? Yeah, we learned about it a little bit later.
Like, is he marked for, like, oh, now we own you? Or is it
No,
just
it's like a warning to other Smirsh agents that he's a spy. Like the W means like he's a spy. So now he's marked, so everyone knows.
It's like,
Well, you can always burn that off, but...
Yeah, they talk about like he needs to get like a skin graft to cover it up. And that's another thing that in the next book he has like he
But
just
that
got the
is
skin
so
graft.
smart. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that. Well, he could have just killed them.
So
I thought
well
that'd
he
be
had
kinda
no
cool if there was,
orders.
like,
Yeah.
a occurring theme with that he always had this weird mark on his hand.
Well, he does. In the rest of the books, he does have like the skin graft on him.
Oh, okay.
So also the Smirsh
Yeah,
agent.
no, but like he just has a scar and you just can't do anything about it.
Oh, yeah,
I
that
thought
would
would always be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty interesting
Like,
to see what he would do with that.
wonder if the game they do that to him.
Because he would have to cover it up all the time.
Yeah,
Because you would easily be recognizable as a spy.
Yeah, true.
And now he's the deformed one.
How?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they get a guy. Wait, so does he have that scar on his face and that?
He
bleeds?
has this scar on his face already.
But does he do like the bleeding thing that he?
Oh,
always
with
does?
the bleeding, I don't think they don't talk about the bleeding thing in the
Do they talk about how
Lashif.
sweaty they get because they get
Bleeding?
fucking sweaty during that poker?
Oh, and Lashif, yeah, in the movie he bleeds blood out of his eyes or something like that,
What?
Yeah.
and he has like a inhaler. The inhaler shows up in the book.
game? Oh, okay.
I don't remember if they have like the blood eye thing. I think that was just made for the movie.
Yeah, but do they get as sweaty as they do during
Oh
the
yeah,
poker game?
probably. Well, he talks about how
There's-
how his pits are all sweaty and stuff
Oh,
like that playing the game.
Oh, okay. So they were just like, well, filming the movie like, let's just
Yeah, just
dump
like-
a fucking bucket
yeah.
over him. Dude, yeah, okay.
Because it's tense. But anyway,
Such a-
so Bond wakes up a little bit later and he's in a hospital. The doctor's like, "Listen, Bond, it's been 9 years." No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This is a Metal Gear Solid reference. Never mind.
That game, sorry.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, this is when the plot becomes Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain.
He
No.
wakes up with a horn sticking out of his
Yeah,
head.
his horn sticking out of his head.
Well,
He's
you're
missing
now-
an arm.
You're now punished, Bond.
You're punished, Bond. So Bond explains that Mathis men found Bond a little bit off the road because there's like a farmer guy that found Bond's car all fucked up. And Mathis men went to the villa. They found the Smirsh agent killed the henchman and he killed Lashif. But he's like, "Listen, you did a good job." And he's out. So Mathis finally comes in and is like, "Hey, Bond, I hope you make a full recovery." There he's talking like, again, like he's very like friendly to Bond, and it's very nice to read like Mathis and Bond talk with each
I
other.
definitely remember this.
So Bond is telling him.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
So Mathis tells him like, "Hey, M called me to tell you like, hey, good job," and that he tells like a very dry joke about how the treasury is relieved that you got the money, and Bond like kind of smiles to himself like, "Oh, M really appreciates my work that I do." So he asks how Vesper's doing. And she's kind of a little rattled a little bit, but she's doing okay. She's left the.
But she was the mastermind of it all.
But anyway, oh yeah, Mathis asks Bond, "Hey, where did you leave the money? Because we searched your room too and we couldn't find it." And Bond explains that he removed his number plate on his apartment door, and he hid the check underneath the number plate. And Mathis is like, you sneaky little devil, you. So he's like, hey, get some rest. You deserve it. And then a couple of days go by, and Mathis is like, hey, we have to do something about that scar on your hand. He's like, oh, you have to get his skin graft. But Bond says, yeah, I probably will. And I'm thinking about resigning as well. And then Mathis is like, whoa, wait, what the fuck? What? This is your life. This is our lives.
We got
what are you
20
doing?
other books that we got to get through.
We have 12 other books and some short stories to get through, man. What the hell are you doing?
We got merchandise.
Merchandising.
Merchandising.
But Bond explains, is like, the reason why I'm resigning is I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of the killing. I'm sick of the politics. I'm just done. He's like, during the war, everything used to be so black and white. Like, no, yeah, everything used to be like, you got your good guy here, you got your bad guy here. Now, because of the Cold War, he's like, I'm just done. I don't want to kill people anymore. He explains about, like, the people, you know, when he was telling Vesper, like, oh, I killed a Japanese code cipher. He went to New York, and he sniped him from across another building. And this other guy, the Norwegian double agent, he snuck into the guy's house, and he killed him in his sleep. And Bond's not really, again, he's not happy, like, explaining this whole story. And he does like this whole philosophical rants about, you know, God and the devil. Like, we know what God looks like, but what does the devil look like? And Mathis makes a little joke like, oh, she's a woman. And Bond's like, sexism is funny, huh? But
it actually is, because, you know, the villain.
Yeah. So Vesper. Bond explained. Oh, I never even thought about that too.
Yeah. So wait. So does that mean that he knows his entire fucking life?
No. He's just. Okay. I think he's just. Mathis never. In the movie, they think that Mathis is the one that betrays them, but that never happens in the book.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh yeah. Okay. And then
But Mathis is like, well, if
say something. I can't remember. I don't know. Okay. So Bond's problem now is with World War II. It was easy to tell who the villains and the bad guys are. Now with the Cold War, it just kind of like
it's all muddled.
Yeah, and he feels like everyone that he trusts can be also a villain. Okay.
Yeah, and he also explained, like, Mathis is like, well, if you're so sick of killing, if Lashif was right here, right now, would you kill him? And Bond's like, yeah, I would, but not for not for Queen and Country. I would do it because what he did to me. And that's kind of like a thing that you realize with reading the books, like, when a person, like, Bond doesn't just immediately, like, go guns blazing. It's only when the person hits him first, he hits back. And he this whole chapter bit was very interesting to read. I'm like, oh shit, this is actually pretty interesting to see. And then he carries this whole morals. Yeah, he carries these morals throughout the entire series. And even in, like, the other stuff post Fleming, he carries that stuff. Not in the movies. In the movies, he's a killer.
He drowns a man
in the sink. He kills a guy who has a family.
Dragged him in the sink?
No, he drowns him in the sink. Oh, but that's also the guy gets back up and he does, like, the Bond kill thing. So Vesper's been sending flowers to Bond. Bond feels kind of claustrophobic with the flowers.
His balls still hurt?
Yeah, his balls still hurt. He's actually kind of nervous. He's like, can I perform well with her? Like,
can he still have kids?
Like, can I still have kids? Well, I think they even say, like, oh, you're good. I mean, you still have some swelling, obviously, but, like, you're good.
Like 2 balls and a bong.
I don't know how he made it. I'm sorry. I can only imagine.
But Vesper eventually comes to see Bond, and he's like, hey, can you tell me your side of the story? Because I'm still kind of... I don't really know what happened. She's like, well, I went to go see Mathis. When I saw the letter, I went to go find Mathis. He wasn't at the entrance. That's when those guys, like, kidnapped me, threw my dress over my head, and she's kind of embarrassed about it. She's like, oh, I'm such a klutz. Bond's like, well, why didn't you say anything when you were in the car? She's like, oh, I must have fainted because, like, they were cutting off my dress cut off the oxygen to my... Yeah, it's kind of...
BS.
But Bond's just like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Because he's madly in there.
So Vesper, like, just immediately starts crying, and she's like, this happened because of me. She's like, I'm so sorry that this happened, and you got hurt because of me. So Bond's like, no, you're good. It's fine. Like, you know what? You can make it up to me. Huh?
I said that's just part of the job.
Yeah, that's just part of the job, actually. But he's like, hey, you know, maybe you and me, we can make it up to each other.
Is that ethical? Can you do that in prison? Not prison, but like
interrogate people.
Is that an ethical version
I think they don't really tell people. So
well, because like technically, I think because like waterboarding is technically illegal, but I'm pretty sure they'd be doing it.
Yeah, they probably do.
But so
allegedly,
the Soviets don't follow war crimes.
Allegedly.
What was he? Soviet? No, the Soviets were after the money, so he wasn't
That's
a
another
Soviet
thing.
guy.
Because like, who dictates like what a war crime is, and how do you like who?
I think if it's really fucked up, where they're like, "Whoa, buddy, that's kind of fucked."
I think in
how do you
World War
prosecute
I,
that?
Germans claims that using shotguns was a war crime.
I think they even said like, "Oh, mustard gas, like chemical weapons. That's kind of fucked. Like, let's get rid of that." So they didn't really use chemical weapons in World War II.
How about the war crime is that we need to stop killing people?
Period.
Killing someone,
Wow,
that's a war crime. How about that? There we go.
You just
World
saw
peace.
here, audience. How do you feel about that?
World peace. I felt that. I love that. I love that. We love.
They love it. They're applauding for you. But so Vesper and Bond, they leave the hospital, or it's like a little villa, like a nursing home type of thing. They leave and they're going to like a little stay at an inn because Vesper's like been traveling around like France, and she's like, "Oh, I found this cute little inn that you and me can stay at. You know, we have to be our little date or some shit like that." So when they're driving there, Bond notices that Vesper's like looking in the rear view mirror, and Bond keeps on looking back, but he's like, "Well, where are you looking at?" She's like, "Oh, I think there's like a car following us." And Bond's like, "Oh, I understand what's going on." She's still kind of frazzled by the whole Lashif business. So he pulls off on the side of the road, and the guy just like looks at them for a second, and he drives off. And Vesper's like, see, he was following us, but he's like, "No, we stopped by the sign. He's probably just looking to see where we're going, or seeing what's going on." So they go there. Bond actually likes the villa. Also, when he was staying at the hospital, he kind of does fall in love with Vesper. Mm-hmm. You could see it. See, she melted his heart. His sexist heart.
Just for him to revert.
But when they get into the room, Bond and Vesper immediately start making out. And I have another quote. It's going to be very spicy, so hang on for this. He plunged his mouth down onto hers, forcing her teeth apart with his tongue, and feeling her own tongue, working at first shyly, then more passionately. He slipped his hands down to her swelling buttocks and gripped them fiercely, pressing the centers of their bodies together. Pretty spicy. Not too spicy, but it's like a medium spice.
I love the descriptiveness.
What's that? Oh God, what was it? The chicken place. What the fuck? The chicken wing place. Oh fuck! No, it's like right over. You know what I'm talking about? Not Dave and Buster's. The other one. Buffalo Wild Wings. There it is. I'm losing my mind. You know how they have like the spice meter or whatever the fuck? Yeah, that's... where would you rate that on the spice meter? I don't know. I'm losing my mind.
That was still pretty mild, but I mean, I do like the descriptitive.
Yeah. But Vesper kind of pulls him off, and she's like crying a little bit. She's like, "Listen, we can't do this right now. I'm emotional. Like, can you leave?" And he's like, Bond's like, "Okay, I'll leave." So he goes out and he has like a swim in the ocean, and then this is where he kind of thinks to himself, he's like, "Wow, I never really felt this way about a woman before. Like, I actually am falling in love with her. Like, yeah, she's a little bit weird and kooky, but you know, that's just what females are, right?" In the 50s. I don't believe this. Again, I wash my hands of the whole situation. So Bond comes back to his room. Vesper's like, "Hey, I made a bath for you." And Bond jokes like, "Hey, will you marry me?" And she makes a joke back like, "Oh, no, you don't need a wife. You need a slave. That's what you need. Blah, blah, blah." I think she was just, it's a joke.
That's what some of y'all be treating women like.
But again, Bond's noticing that she's acting very suspicious. But he's just brushing it off because that's what you do when you fall in love. You brush off all the weird shit.
Yeah.
One day he finds that he actually scares Vesper because she's like on the phone with somebody. She'll go and she like hangs up instantly. And Bond's like, "What was that about?" And she's like, "Oh, it was nothing. Don't worry about it." Bond's like, "Oh, she has another lover, doesn't she?"
I was just about to say.
Damn it. But they go to lunch at the inn, and while they're sitting there, Vesper freaks out again because she sees like this weird guy he's wearing like glasses, but one of them is like blacked out like an eye patch type of thing, and she's like, "Oh, I need to go back to my room. Oh my God!" And she's like starts freaking out, and Bond's like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Do you think Bond is self-conscious because he has a disfigured hand and giant swelled balls?
Probably. But again, he's like falling in love with her and all that
it's the
type of
first
stuff.
time that he has to deal with like being like,
Well, yeah, he does talk about it too, where he's like, because he's like, at first everything's happy and normal and stuff like that. He also talks about like dating. He's like, dating is just like, what's the point? It's like, why can't I just go out and meet a woman? We both like have a one night stand and like see you later, that type of thing.
Because most people don't just want to go out and have a one night stand.
Yeah, well, Bond's built different. Okay, he's a bachelor. Okay,
Bond craves, he craves.
But
Bond would be on Rock of Love.
Oh yeah, he would be on Rock of Love. He would be on he would be on The Bachelor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He would.
I could do that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But
it's entertaining TV. But
Yeah.
so later in the day, Bond and Vesper, they have sex. But after they have sex, Vesper is crying, and Bond is very awkward, as anybody would be after someone like.
If someone's crying after sex, that's the problem.
That you should probably either A, leave,
Kill yourself.
Whoa, wait, what?
There's something we need to unpack.
Or not even unpack. I would be like, I'm very uncomfortable.
No wonder. Yeah,
Bond,
I'm telling you, Bond is feeling self-conscious for the very first time in his entire life. He's walking around with a disfigured hand, giant balls, and then now she's crying.
So
he thinks that she is another
Bond actually tries like
character development. Character development.
So Bond tries to actually confront Vesper about everything that's going on. She's like very dismissive about it until Bond drops like the main question. He's like, "Hey, will you actually marry me?" And Vesper's like, "Oh, let me think about that." She's like, let me spend a night by myself. Let me think about it."
Yeah.
But before they like depart, they have sex. The next morning, the guy in the inn is like, "Oh my God, Bond, you have to get to Vesper's room like really fucking quick. Like, come with me now." And when he gets there, Vesper's dead. And Bond sees on her...
dead?
Yeah, she's dead. She killed herself with sleeping pills.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, so there's no big action sequence
yeah.
at the end where he has to fight to get her back and she drowns herself. No, like in this, she just kills herself with sleeping pills.
Did he find out?
Yeah, he does find out because they're like, "Oh, there's a letter for you."
No, not the suicide. Did he find out that she did all the other stuff, the setup?
We're about to find out.
Okay.
So the guy hands is like, "Hey, here's her suicide note if you want to read it. I'm gonna go like call the cops or something because this is fucked."
Yeah.
So Bond's left alone.
Kind of deep.
There's a very interesting scene where he reads it and he immediately like throws it down. And how he writes is like he throws the note down like if it was a scorpion, which is very. Yeah, so we kind of learn everything that happened. In her suicide note, she confesses everything. She was the Russian double agent the entire time. She's the one that sold him out. Like every step of the way, she was the one that sold him out. And she's been a double agent after the war. She fell in love with like this Polish guy who was also like an agent. He got captured by the Soviets. So the Soviets been blackmailing her to be like, "Hey, give us information or we'll kill your boyfriend or something like that." And she's been doing this like after the war. So she's been doing this for 9 years probably. And so she was put on this assignment. The Soviets want Bond, dead or captured or stuff like that. And she even says like, "I don't even know if my boyfriend's still alive. Like I think they might have killed him. He might still be alive, but he's probably dead."
Yeah.
So she kind of explains is like,
she don't ask for proof?
Well, you think they're going to give it to her? You think the Soviets are like, "Oh yeah, we'll give you proof"? I mean, maybe a finger, but like, who's to say that's actually his finger? It's spy business, But sorry, I'm reading my notes. She sold out Bond from the very beginning. She reveals that she's actually in love with Bond since like they've been meeting each other.
Bullshit.
And was
this whole situation is over your man's, and now you're telling me that you're in love with me? While trying to do this to protect
and she was also like when he was recovering from the hospital, the Smurfs agents called her like, "Hey, get more information out of Bond, or we'll kill you or him if you don't do this." So she decided to take her own life instead of Bond and her dying together. So Bond is like just upset. They even say like he dabs his eyes, so like he was crying at first. He's like, "I can't believe this woman. Like I fell in love with this woman and she betrayed me." He even says like, "How many agents has she's killed by selling the information to the Soviets?" Like, so he's like, "I'm not going to resign. I'm not resigning. I'm going back. I'm going to join MI6 again."
My wake up call too quick.
Because he's a fight the Smurfs. He's a fight any organization that dares to like harm the world. And we have the last. This is the ending of the book. Like this is the last quote. This is 007 speaking. This is an open line. It's an emergency. Can you hear me? Pass it this at once. 3030 was a double, working for the Red Land. Yes, damn it, I said was. The bitch is dead now. And that's just like the movie. And that's the end of the book.
Is that how the movie ended?
Yeah, because he's like, the bitch is dead, because he's like,
I don't remember him saying that in the movie.
Yeah.
Also, there's a extra scene in this book. They don't really tell you this, so if you flip all the way in the back, it's Bond, he's like standing over Vesper, and he takes a shower, and he's crying in the shower. He's like, why, Vesper, why? You don't understand that reference?
Wait, but they never even resolved the issue of
Arrested Development.
Oh.
He does that stuff by his...
He's wearing shorts.
Yeah, that's very he's wearing the shorts. Why, Vesper? Why? He's like watching like
because he has like ice packed in his shorts. So
they never resolved it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next book he barely even mentions Vesper in it.
Because was her husband still, or boyfriend? Was her boyfriend ever alive? Was the Soviets ever like?
Yeah, but because each book, like they
never continue. They just never continue.
They talk about Vesper a little bit.
Yeah, but like they're like okay, so the character development that he goes through, does that ever come into the later books?
Probably in On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
What the fuck? All right.
But like each book is like a different like
it's
an anthology. Like
are the anthology.
You can't kind of jump into any other book, but I think this is like this is more of like a stepping stone because again, as I said before. This is like a prototype. Like we get Bond, we get to see who he was.
More human to me.
Yeah,
that's the thing that I like from just watching like Dr. No to like this, just like listening to like this, you know.
You kind of
he feels more human than just this macho man that kind of goes.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people think like, he's a macho man. You know, he sleeps around. I mean,
he does.
Well, he only sleeps with like one woman in this book. Yeah, in the movies, he sleeps with like
there's
4.
a lot of good character development, but I feel like I haven't read the rest of them. But I hope
right after.
I hope that what goes on continuing on in Fleming's like series is that he holds on to each kind of thing that like affects him.
Some stuff like that does happen.
Because like it makes sense why he's such a man whore now is because he can't trust anyone, so he'd just rather sleep with them, pretend that they're objects, and I feel like him doing that makes it easier for him to do his job as killing people.
Yeah, but they need to divulge into that. Like what great tragedy made you feel that way all the time? You know, there can be one person that make you feel that way, and then the next person that aren't like that. Because if you truly feel that way about all women, why are you sleeping with women?
But also at the same time,
I feel like I remember you saying at the end of watching Casino Royale, you're like, okay, I kind of understand, you know.
Also, because
this one, I can see why you would feel that way, but not every single one is like that. There's a lot of the movies where he just right off the bat is super sexist. And he never even learns his lesson right after that. He still sleeps around at the end of the day, and it's all like not every.
Well, it's again.
Guard your heart, 100%. Be smart, 100%.
Also, because those movies where it's like you could jump into any other one.
So
you can't be like, oh, well, what happened to the girl in the last movie?
Well, it's kind of like I don't necessarily care about what happened to her again because she's dead. I just want to know if they were going to follow up with the whole plot of like
they do eventually like
the
Vesper
reason for this great betrayal is because I'm doing this for because my thing is like that's kind of justified. Maybe
the sexism isn't really justified.
Not the sexism, but I'm talking about like if the love of your life had got captured, you don't mean to tell me you're not about to go and sell somebody out to get them saved. I don't blame her for that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that's a conversation we could have sat down and had, and you could have you could have
told me
something
that.
like that. You know what I mean? They need to divulge in more of like, okay, well she did this. This hurts you. Okay, well, are you going to be a better man knowing why she did the things that she did? Or are you still going to be a douchebag?
I think
because I got hurt.
But how I see it is that like he's kind of like he kind of takes he doesn't really learn like he learns it in like the wrong way where he becomes more stone faced.
Yeah, he's become more
throughout the series.
He never
he never
because you're not learning.
But also he's in like the line of duty where he has to like he's on these dangerous missions. The thing about how I feel about Casino Royale.
Both ways though, Brandon.
But how I see Casino Royale is that he's too much human with this. You have to be this unfazed killing machine to get through these stuff.
But if that's what you need to be, because my thing is like I enjoy the human aspect of it as well. But if you feel like you need to be stone cold to do your job, you shouldn't be exploring these sexual relationships then. Do your fucking job.
Well,
explore
it's
the
like
relationships when you're done or you have downtime.
But he gets like information and stuff out of them.
But you're mixing the two.
But also, I think it's like
getting your feelings caught up in it, and now it's fucking up your job.
But he's not like getting like a prostitute off the street. He knows that there's someone from the inside, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna use you.
Most of these people are his secretaries.
But also,
No.
He meets like these women,
He's
you know.
not, he's not
but I feel
target's partner.
I see. I see Bond, you know, constantly. Like I feel like he's like this version of Bond. He's learning that he needs to take his emotions out of becoming the super spy kind of thing.
Because again, he put his emotions in it, and he saw all this. All the signs were there that she was a double the entire time. Even you were like, "Oh yeah, she's tricky." But like his love blinded him.
You don't need to catch emotions for somebody at the job. Is what the problem is. Because you having the emotions is getting you to.
That's why in each other book he's kind of like. Well, he does kind of. Spoiler alert. He does eventually get married, sort of.
Why? For him to get divorced in 2 months?
Does she die? Right?
She dies.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
So how you feel about that? And that greatly affects him too. Where he gets like super like he's like, oh, I had it again, and then I lost
it. Secret Service?
Yeah, Majesty's Secret Service.
Isn't like the Soviets or something killer?
The Spectre does eventually.
Yeah, so like okay, then that kind of proves my point is that he's trying. This whole book is him just being like, I need to take my personal feelings about this. This is a life or death situation. If I like, you know, it's a fucked up way of thinking, but like, you know, he's a spy. He can't have these emotions.
Also, Ian Fleming did say one time.
But I do get where we're talking about with him sleeping around, but then also at the same time I see him just kind of being like, okay, now he sees like these women that are like in that he slips around with are something that he could gain from it, like information or something like that, honeypotting, you know. Mm-hmm. So he's just constantly honeypotting, and then he's kind of, I don't know.
He's like, avoiding the emotions of love.
Basically. Yeah. So he's avoiding the emotions of love because I don't know, he's like an onion. There's layers.
Bond's like an onion.
Yeah. But like so like him sleeping around is kind of like him. It's like this weird fucked up way of him kind of like with the Vespa, he can't trust any female anymore because he fucked them over. And you know. Yeah,
it's like, you know, when like you dated somebody and like they really screw you over and you're just kind of like, well, I'm done with dating now for a while until you know you go back into it and you know.
Yeah. So
but the problem is a lot of people become jaded when you go into
he becomes jaded.
But you should be bringing the old baggage of your old.
But
I ain't had shit to do with your ex.
He is jaded, and then later on he ends up getting married, and then she just fucking gets killed by the people that he's against, you know. Once again.
But that's life. You can't blame
but once again, he needs to learn that he's not this human being.
He's
he has to be this killing machine.
Because that's
MI6. He has to work for it, you know.
Because you know how you say like you don't.
He has to sacrifice his humanity to save England. And that's beautiful to me, all right.
It's real of me, damn it.
It's real of me.
But you know how like. A lot because Ian Fleming did get a lot of criticism with Bond.
I get it because there was a
because
lot of
he's like, well, it's mostly about like him killing people and like,
you're a spy. I expect you to kill people.
Or like, oh, Bond like is an asshole, blah blah blah. But Ian Fleming remarked,
he's not really an asshole either.
But Ian Fleming remarks like, I didn't really, But Ian Fleming remarks is like, I didn't write Bond to be a nice person. I wrote him to be a blunt instrument. Which speaks volumes to when you read this.
And that's how I see like if you're a soldier, you know, like when you go into like the military, they take the humanity.
That's the thing. I think people fail to realize, like, and I've said it multiple times. I'm not a military type person. I think that you should be allowed to think for yourself. You should be allowed to feel, and those aren't necessarily good qualities to have in the military because you need people to follow orders. I get that, but I'm just saying, like you specifically, James Bond, he goes around about a lot of these stories. Like inflicting a lot of his own pain. You know what I mean? If you truly feel like you can't be connecting with people and you don't need to be having these connections with women, stop trying to sleep with them. You know what I mean? You could be a good spy.
In the next one, in some of the following books, he just wants to sleep with them. I
get that, but my thing is you can't.
There's no real love there.
I get that, but you can't divulge in his lifestyle and then get upset and blame the opposite sex for all your problems.
I do have some.
That's what he never blames him. I don't know if you ever picked up, but he never blames himself whenever he'd be talking about. It's always the women this and you're.
Well, no, because when he gets when he's chasing after Vesper, he does eventually he does blame himself. Like I should have seen the signs. I should have.
That should be the forethought. Like why is your first initial thought sexist?
Because he was mad.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I get it. He's using something as this weird shield. You know,
mind you, I'm not saying that he's not a good written character. I'm saying all I said was I don't like his character in general because you can be a good spy and do your job and still like even if you can't feel emotions, you could depart from them bitches. You know what I mean? Like you.
Well, he eventually does in each book. Like it does the part like the next girl in the next book. She's never brought up. Like Vesper's the only one that he kind of thinks
I get
about.
that, but then that's again, Ethan. That's my. It would be different. Okay, what I'm saying is, okay, he went through this story, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say the next book that came out, he was a little more softer with the women that he was around because he understood what it meant to care for somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. Not saying that he could be like, oh, well, I'm not going to be a badass person, or I'm not going to still be reserved. He could be like, well, He could be like, I treat women with a hand card because I know what a true woman should be like, and I don't get those signs from certain. Like, you know, give his even if you're gonna be an asshole, make there be a good reason for you being an asshole. You just be like, oh, women ain't got a good place to be around, nothing, and women aren't good for anything, and da 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 da. But you have had multiple women partners that have basically saved your life numerous times, and I get that they're anthology. I understand that. But I'm just saying, like, you as a character, like, where's the fucking growth at? You know what I mean? Like, I want to see that there's, like, still, like, you're growing in some type of... Because my thing is, like, you can't even say, like, he's growing in his spy abilities. Even from book to book to book, even from the movies, like, you're not even improving on your skills. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, okay, I have a task, I need to get this shit done. You know what I mean? Like,
GoldenEye, he learns to do it for himself instead of for his country. But no,
that's literally the plot.
Yeah, because like the guy Sean Bean is like, oh, for England, James, and he's like, no, from me, and then he kills him.
Yeah.
But I see him like, okay, so you want him to grow into a more better person, but I see this as him.
He can still be an asshole,
he's dissolving into a less human. You know, that's how I see it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, and I kind of understand.
But again, make it make sense. You just have to. You can't. You can't show you're experiencing these good bomb ass emotions and just be like, oh no, fuck this, and be done with it, and just be like, oh, fuck women for the rest of the day.
Yeah, but and then also with like that one comment about like him just being like, okay, well, you know, I kind of see it in like the old kind of way where it's just like they don't want women in the line of duty because they know how fucked up it could get.
But they put women in the line.
Because he's also upset about that. He was but his boss is like, no.
I see the death of Vespa as like this thing of like he's like, I knew a woman shouldn't be in the fucking line of war because I don't want to see this shit, you know, and then also fucks up with, you know, so like we're in war, you know, and just guys, it's more easier for us to just
but why can't you be smart about it? Like I understand,
You have to have some like,
I get it, but like that whole should be trained.
From my knowledge, I just see him sleeping around and doing all these things with us because he's like dissolved himself of this human, the human aspect of it, and just being like, what can I get out of this? I'm gonna sleep with you because I can get something.
But that's what I'm saying. Get out of you're not trapped, sir.
Yeah, but he's a spy. He's supposed to. He's supposed to. All he's supposed to do is do his job. He has to take.
But you don't have to. You have a job that you chose to do.
Also,
what's up?
I don't really think that Bond even grows. I think he just again like the anthology thing of it is like. If he grew, you're like, oh, well, I have to go back and read the old one to figure out why. Because that's kind of like the point of James Bond books where he kind of like... They kind of do...
generally do. Like, you want him to become a better person.
My thing is, because like, when we watched it, we were watching movies like every couple weeks.
Yeah, but the Daniel Craig movies are more of like a continuation from each other.
That's what I'm
while the other ones are kind of like, oh, this is the movie of the day, you know? I understand where you're coming from.
I understand what you're saying.
But I actually have some 007 fun facts. There's actually 7 fun facts that I pulled from the internet and stuff like that. So Ian Fleming
once we're done with this, and you go on a rant about something. It's just the movie related, but you go on. Okay. I got to go on my rant about the movies.
So Ian Fleming was born in May 28th, 1908 in London, England. He died August 12th, 1964 in Canterbury. Casino Royale was written in published in 1953. Was the first of his 12 James Bond novels. He wrote some short stories in there too, packed with violent action, hair-breadth escapes. I can't read. International espionage, clever spy gadgets, intrigue, and gorgeous women. The books became international bestseller. But in America, they weren't really that popular.
Until John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, until this guy called John F. Kennedy. You ever heard of him?
He got shot.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
But John F. Kennedy said... John F. Kennedy said that one of the Bond books was like his favorites of all time. So everyone was like, "Oh shit, John F. Kennedy likes a Bond book."
I see John F. Kennedy as the brother from Langley.
Yeah. Also, Bond was like Bond was actually a prototype for like the gambling, the fast cars. Mm-hmm. He became a prototype for like a lot of comic books. So like, you know, your Bruce Waynes, your Tony Starks, other
A lot
comic
of,
book
like,
billionaires.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah,
kinda
Pulp
stuff.
Fiction type of characters where like they're
Yeah.
kind of rich. Because if you think about it, Bruce Wayne kind of
He's
Bond,
He's Bond.
sort of like
He's
the
Bond.
look of him, like the black hair, like how
Mhm.
tall he is and stuff like that. Like that whole playboy attitude
Tony Stark's just Bond, but with a mustache.
and a suit of iron.
Yeah, like the cool kind of rich,
Like the cool rich guy.
fancy
He has
guy,
like
yeah.
some
I get where.
yeah. So this is a quote from Fleming. He wanted to look for a name that kind of sounded very bland, and there's a book called
Once
It was like
again, that
about, like,
goes with,
birds.
with my idea of him having to dehumanize himself for the line of duty.
So there was like book back in the day called about ornithology, like about birds and stuff like that, and it was written by a guy called James Bond. And Ian Fleming's like, oh, I kind of like that name. I'm gonna put it in my book. And this is the quote he says about the name. When I first wrote the first one, when I wrote the first one in 1953, I wanted Bond to be an extremely dull, uninteresting man to whom things happen. I wanted him to be a blunt instrument. When I was casting around the name for my protagonist, I thought, my God, James Bond is the dullest name I've ever heard. Which is kind of like throwing shade on that one guy who's called
Yeah,
James
'cause good
Bond.
lord.
But apparently they did meet and they're like, they were friends or something like that.
Yeah. 'Cause you shouldn't have to. You wouldn't have. You don't need to patent that name
It's
to
like
use it in the book, right? 'Cause
C.S.
it's a name.
Lewis. And
I guess. I mean, well, there's plenty of people called Ethan out there, so I mean,
Yes, but I don't know if there's any Ethan. You're not.
Yeah,
yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like so, like
yeah.
because is Bond? Is that a popular last name? I don't think
now.
I've never met a Bond.
Yeah.
but
I know a kid with the first name Bond and his middle name was James.
really?
Yeah. I was in
Bond, come over here.
Bond, get over
Do
here.
you
Bond, put that
remember?
shit down.
James, what the
Wait,
fuck?
yeah,
Full intelligence. Fleming told one of his friends that he wanted to be a famous author, and he told his friends, "I'm going to write the spy
Just make
story
sure
to
they
end all
don't
spy
delete-
stories."
Just make sure you don't delete the file.
Yeah, we'll do it together. And then I have one about Daniel Craig's James Bond. So Daniel Craig was the one in the movie that we saw, and when he was cast, it was very controversial.
Why?
Because he had blonde hair and blue eyes. And Bond in the book doesn't have those. He has black hair. So a lot of British people weren't very happy that he stuck with like Ian Fleming's original description with Bond.
Well,
But-
they just dye his hair.
but
And
here's
give
the
him
thing.
contacts?
When the
He was
movie
on-
came out, it was like he was like everyone loved him.
Oh yeah, and then another thing I do remember was the British people were making fun of him because when they showed him, he was on a boat and Bonnets were a fucking life preserver.
Oh yeah, they put a life preserver on him.
so like, what a fucking pussy.
Well,
Yeah.
he's on a boat. What the fuck do you mean?
Well, because like they wanted him
He
not to
might
have
be
a life
doing-
preserver, but the
he-
British people are like, no, you like the British patrol boat fuckers or whatever the fuck. They're like,
I
hey,
do
put
see.
the.
yeah, listen, y'all don't understand. You've been on a
But
cruise.
James Bond
Yeah,
doesn't
but
wear
James
a.
Bond doesn't need to wear a life preserver. He's the
All right,
most
well,
dangerous
James
man
Bond
in the
following
world.
that
He's
fucking
a man of intrigue. Also, he parachuted out of an airplane with the Queen
What?
during the Olympics.
Queen?
Yeah, during the 2012 Olympics in London, they had a promo where James Bond jumped out of an airplane. He
And
was
the
like
Arctic
transporting.
Monkeys
Yeah, he transported the Queen to the Olympics, and he jumped out of a plane to
Yeah.
deliver her there.
Oh.
It's actually a pretty fun
The
little
Arctic
short.
Monkeys did really good. Like 2011 Olympics, London
2012, I
Olympics.
think.
Oh.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
Phenomenal, like really cool. Yeah.
But
I just really liked that the Arctic Monkeys.
But yeah, that's the end, I guess.
Well, no, hold up. I gotta go on my rant
Oh, gosh.
about. Okay, so with the movie, all right, they have
Okay,
Chris
quick.
Cornell. Well, okay, so they have Chris Cornell from.
Oh
Sound.
god, yeah, Chris
So
Cornell.
okay, so I gotta go on a rant about the fucking Daniel Craig movies. All right, so they had a good thing running with these like opening themes because they had Chris Cornell do the opening theme, the guy from Soundgarden do the opening theme for Casino Royale. The next they had Jack White. Okay, Jack White from the White Stripes.
And Alicia Keys, I think.
Yeah. So you have two rock bands that open up Bond, all right? They're really heavy-hitting songs, and then you get Skyfall, which is a pop musician.
Adele.
Adele, yeah,
That shit
Adele.
hits. I don't know what
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah,
about.
but hold up. That song is fucking that is the best fucking
Sometimes
Bond.
that's like
One
a
of the
motivation
best
playlist, I'm
Bond
not gonna
themes.
lie.
Yeah.
One of the best Bond themes. But yet again, all right, they had a rock thing going. Skyfall could have been the oddball of the whole entire like themes, but Radiohead was supposed to do the opening thing for Spectre, but they were like, oh, it's too sad. It's fucking Radiohead. What do you expect, all right? So they get fucking Sam Smith doing this boring lame ass fucking song.
Yeah, Sam Smith.
Sam Smith does
Writings
this
on the
boring
wall.
fucking song.
It's really
but when you listen to Spectre, you get it. It's all about Spectre hunting down Bond, you know. And then what they could have done was just use Man of War for No Time to Die, or just use that Arctic Monkey song. And so Billie Eilish, they had a good running,
Which
all right,
one was Billie Eilish
where they could have taken
No
all
Time
these
to Die.
rock bands.
I don't even know the song.
I'm trying to think of that. I remember when she was, but I'm trying to think of the sound.
I can't even think of it. I've only seen that movie once.
Yeah, but they could have had this run of these rock bands doing all these opening themes, and then we were like, the Radiohead one was very orchestrated, but then if you listen to the Arctic Monkeys music now, they fucking sing about fucking moons and shit, and it's very orchestrated sounding, you know. So they could have had this cool kind of running theme going on with these rock bands.
Song I liked,
because the Chris Cornell song's fucking awesome, and then the Jack White song's really fucking good. But everyone hated the Jack White song besides Prince, and Prince came up to Jack White and he was like, "Oh, hey, I really love that song." And Jack White kind of felt good about himself because he's like, everyone that I ran into, he said that this fucking intro was horrible. And then Skyfall's fucking phenomenal, because I remember growing up, just Skyfall was the biggest fucking movie.
Yeah,
because I think it was like
Wasn't that fairly recent? What do you mean growing up? How old?
Like 2012.
I was in like
that was 2012.
Yeah, I was in middle school.
It came out the same year as Avengers, and it made like Avengers the money of the Avengers made. It made the same amount.
Yeah, but then also Skyfall could have just fucking ended there.
Yeah.
Skyfall could have ended there if I knew that Sam Smith was gonna be doing the next fucking song, because that song's so fucking boring.
It's really bad.
It is so fucking boring. That song gets played throughout the whole entire fucking movie. Like,
I like the like.
No, that makes me want to fucking fall asleep.
Never mind.
Talk your shit, man.
All right. I think Spectre is such a boring fucking movie, but I think if they added Radiohead in it, I think that movie would have like been very entertaining, just because I know that Radiohead's in it. But then also, just at the same time, I think Billie Eilish in the last fucking movie was kind of dumb, and they could have picked someone else to do this fucking song besides her. I don't know. I'm just upset. They had a really cool fucking thing going, and then they fucking had to like ruin it.
I don't know, audience. What do you think out in the crowd?
But then also, No Time to Die kind of fits Bond, you know, and that completely fits Bond. Man of War off of OK Computer.
Well, I never heard Man of War.
That there was like a B-side, which was released in 2017. Okay, not okay, but yeah. Okay, well, so you know that's all I gotta say. That's generally all I gotta say is that I'm kind of pissed off that they couldn't fucking have all these really cool bands.
No, they're still making Bond movies. Oh. They'll make Bond movies till the end of time.
Yeah, Amazon's supposed to be picking them up. So I want Henry.
Amazon. I'm sorry, they canceled the Wheel of Time, and I'm so pissed. I just want to throw that out there. Ugh.
But
bitches.
That's I guess that's the episode. I guess we had fun here. We learned a lot.
I do want Henry Cavill to be the next Bond.
That'd be cool.
Because he got screwed over with all these things, and he was supposed to be because he was supposed to be the Bond, but then Daniel Craig got the Bond.
Yeah.
Ain't that is Superman?
Yeah. Well, the last Superman. Yeah. But this was a learning experience for all of us involved, I guess.
Yeah, and hopefully this was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But what do you think, audience? Our live studio audience.
The voices in his head are acting up again. I have to edit in the claps.
Wait, do you?
No.
Oh. But I guess that's the end, I guess. We'll see you on the next episode when we cover a comic, I guess. Bye.